Fire. Air. It's been nearly 100 years since the nations all lived in peace. Conflicts happened, but the Avatar kept the world in balance. That changed the day the Fire Nation attacked, and the Avatar disappeared. This has been a time for new heroes to try and bring balance, a time of rebellion and revolt. Hello. It's been a long time coming, but here we are, finally, with our Avatar the Airbender, Avatar Legends RPG. This is a mini module. It's the quick start rules that Magpie Games put out a while ago. And originally we wanted to do it while the Kickstarter was still going, but we are now doing it as we're all getting ready to get our initial rewards. For those of you who haven't seen it, the game is amazing. It is based on the Powered by the Apocalypse system, which I had never looked at before, but is very straightforward, and I think it's another really great use of pairing rules to IP. Avatar is a world where you never know exactly what's going to happen or how solutions are going to get found, and it's all about having fun and moving the narrative along. It's less about being crunchy with rules. Today, like I said, we're going to be playing the quick start mission. It's called the Forbidden Scroll. Let's go ahead and do initial player introduction, and then we'll get into the why we're here and getting to a little bit of character history. Joe, you're first.
Yay, I'm Joe. I'm playing Tashi, an air nomad, who, as far as he knows, is actually the last airbender. But, that's just what he knows.
Next up, we have Riss.
Hello, Earth Nation. Earthbender right here. I used to be a librarian, but now I found myself in the
Riss
South.
this is the first time on the channel. Thanks for joining us. Next up, we got Tom.
Hey, I'm Tom. I'm playing Jian Shi, who is also an Earthbender. I might as well just say it. I'm a member of the Dai Li, who has been sent to the Fire Nation on his first mission and ended up in a prison cell.
Your career's off to an auspicious start. Next up, we got Skull.
I will be playing Jinro. I am from I'm a spearmaster from a story tradition, and I'm basically on a vendetta against Osai because all of my spearmaster fellows died under mysterious circumstances in the siege of Ba Sing Se. They were under Iroh's son, and my investigations show that they actually had burn marks on their corpses, which is pretty suspicious for an earthbender to have caused that.
Next up, we got Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm going to play Malin. I am also a Fire Nation soldier who's grown suspicious of the Fire Nation. And Jin and I are actually friends. Not that he'll tell you that.
Megan, why are you always making friends with people, but they don't know?
You don't know.
This is the first time that I've made friends with someone who was unaware. Last time it was Ogmagny trying to make friends with Ashlyn. They're not friends. Ogmagny really thinks they're friends.
All right, next up, Wyatt.
Hi, I'm Wyatt. I'm also new to the stream. I will be playing a waterbender named Harkin from the Southern Water Tribe. The last known waterbender died 1 year ago in the storyline, so all I know of is the last of my people.
It's funny how many lasts we got, but not really.
Yep.
In 5 years.
Last.
In 5 years, we have the gang wandering about. So a big part of this system is this sort of getting together and discussing the inciting incident, where you guys are, what you guys are doing. And so what I'm going to have everybody do is go ahead and I want you to open your character sheets and bring up your history questions so we can discuss that a little bit and kind of get a feeling for who you are and what's going on with you.
Here we go.
So, real quick, we did end up duplicating one playbook. We got two people who are playing the hammer, which is Skull and Tom. You're also playing the hammer? Okay.
Yeah.
Skull and Tom ended up playing the hammer because by the time Skull made his character, the only thing left was the Scion, and it didn't fit with the character who's going over. So let's go ahead and start off. Uh, I need to open a character sheet also. So for history, I know the hammer has you have to choose an adversary. Do you have someone in mind, Tom, that you already want?
My history doesn't say anything about an adversary.
Am I looking at the wrong playbook?
So I can just read mine. It asks what
Actually,
injustice you've been driven to, drove you to use your
Oh,
strength for
I'm
good.
sorry.
And I put
That's the yeah, it's
The
the bringing them
adversary is
down.
at the
It's the
very
thing above
top.
that.
It's bringing them down.
oh well, I didn't choose
Okay.
that.
So do you have an adversary that you
Um,
want to like someone from your past that you're trying to deal with, or perhaps someone that you might
no time like the present.
yeah,
Choosing name.
I will have to invent a authentic name, but I'll say it's someone that told my character that he'd never be a part of the nobility in terms of Ba Sing Se. Like I'm middle ring. I was told I will always be in the middle ring, and my character's aspiration is in part to find honor for himself and raise up his status.
So you're definitely rocking one of those, only your fleas will mourn you, and you're like, well, go fuck yourself type situations. Except you're slightly higher.
Mhm.
I like that. That's good. Skull, do you have an adversary in mind? No, you cannot pick Ozai.
Oh, yep, it is. It's written already in the character sheet. I'm sorry. You just peek the firebenders in
I
general.
will actually have you probably run into someone who's in this city who is a firebender that you did not trust in Ba Sing Se, and someone who you're blaming indirectly for what's going on.
It can't be Iroh either because Iroh is a saint.
I mean, Iroh is
Oh, yeah.
not yet a saint. He's definitely working on that now.
There could also be some serious misallusions to thinking that Iroh is responsible.
I doubt that my character sincerely doubts that Iroh would kill his own son
That's fair.
to then cede the throne over
Alright,
to his
so-
younger brother. It's,
I wasn't. I thought you were just concerned about your spearmen.
So, Skull, your
Whoops.
injustice is the death of your spearmasters, correct? Tom, what's your
Yes.
injustice?
The Fire Nation being Russia.
Jeez.
All right, that's a
Hi-oh.
thing. All right, Skull, what's your positive strength and force you want to embody?
I wanted to embody my former master's positive strength and like his belief that basically even non-benders had a place in the world and everybody could attain
Okay.
honor
I
through
like that.
discipline.
Yeah, it's sort of like this balance, not the like crazy balance that we see in the non-benders in Korra, but like this genuine everyone has their place.
If you recall the episode where Sokka learns from a swordmaster instead, and then he instills into him that swordsmanship is not even just a Fire Nation unique thing. It should be a passed down technique, and it should be like joy in learning that, not like rah rah Fire Nation does this
I
for
like
no
it.
one else.
I actually
kinda like
really that Swordmaster, the whole Sokka Masters episode is actually one of my favorites. I really like where that went, and that's Sokka. I think has everyone's always on Suzuko's redemption arc because it is amazing, but Sokka's growth as a character, who he is, episode 1, complaining about getting wet, to who he becomes at the end is, I think, doesn't get.
And he also becomes a lawyer, which is super weird, but awesome.
He also masters all 4 non-bending fighting styles from different parts of the world.
He's the non-avatar.
Non-avatar.
Tom, who do
Basically.
you got representing positive strength, and what do you want to embody?
So in my middle ring, there's a statue of a famous warrior. His name's Buku Dade, and he was known for being like a peasant warrior who rose to high aspirations. I rest in the shadow of his statue when I am home, and essentially it's just a sort of a gentle warrior type of dynamic that I want to embody the most.
I like it. All right, and
I'll also add on, he probably didn't die famous in his time. Like he was someone who, as people began to sort of talk more about him after his death. So my character doesn't think that you necessarily have to be known to be a powerful and important warrior. You can die unknown, which is the reason why I joined the Dai Li.
And let's be clear, you're joining the Dai way before they become the evil secret police that we have.
Yeah, they're not even scumbags. This is 20 years previous to.
They're not even scumbags yet.
Right.
Side note, I told you it was 20 years previous, Tom. I didn't realize Ozai was a punk. Ozai only ruled the Fire Nation for 5 years.
Oh, it's 5
Yeah.
years before?
Ozai is a
funny.
complete punk. He lost his whole 100 years of Fire Nation supremacy lost in 1 year, really. But he only had 5 years on the throne.
Perfect. What a
All
nerd.
right, so next, who tried the best to teach you restraint, calm, and thoughtfulness? Which is, I think we got that for you and Skull. But do you want to add anything about your masters and your and that sort of thing?
I just had a name for the temple, and it's just called the Heavenly Spear Temple.
I put my sister, whose name is Yi Shi.
In that case, I was entirely wrong, and I think that's hilarious. This game asks you questions just to let me mess with your life. Like, what fragile trinket or heirloom do you keep and protect? And I like that it's like very clear that it has to be fragile because I need to be able to break it.
Sure.
It's for me, it's the stained and blade that they forced my master to commit ritual suicide with for dishonoring the
I'm
Fire
not sure if
Nation.
that's fragile enough, but I like the imagery enough.
It's a ritual knife, not a sword
It's
fighting
not
knife.
I
combat
like it.
steel.
Tom?
It's a wall hanger.
I put my rank insignia, so I have a piece of stone that proves I'm a member of the Dai Li. And it's sort of like my character's first accomplishment towards his
I
goals,
like it.
is
Very
receiving
nice,
it.
very nice. And then the final question for you guys is, why are you committed to your purpose? But I think we've got that. Do you want to add anything to it?
I just believe that Osai's goal of Bender supremacy it will eventually lead to a path of destruction to the Fire Nation and maybe the world
Okay.
as a whole.
Tom?
Just protecting folks. What I'm about.
All right. So who do I have that's the bold? I forget. Batman.
Batman, the brave and the bold.
Did nobody choose the bold?
Guess not.
Okay.
No?
All right. Who do I have as the icon? All right.
Me.
So, Wyatt and all right. I accidentally made Wyatt and Riss the icon, and that's fine. So, all right. History. What tradition do you guys represent, and why can't you set the rule down?
You want to start, Wyatt?
Sure. The tradition that I represent is Southern waterbending. And why can't I set it down? Because as far as I know, I'm the last free Southern waterbender.
So it's all about maintaining your people's traditions and essentially making sure that the legacy lives on.
Correct, because
He can't stop. He won't stop. He doesn't even know how to stop.
exactly. I hope one day that I can go to the Northern Water Tribe and teach people, but I have to get there first.
And then you find out they're sexist as hell. Riss.
Damn.
Mine would be the tradition of keeping history and techniques of bending in scrolls in a library. And I can't set down that role because that's what's perpetuated our growth as a community and society. So I can't let that go
I like
to
it.
waste.
Okay, take that, Bembridge scholars. So next up,
Sucking nerds.
who is your main mentor? Let's reverse this time. Riss, you're going to go first.
My main mentor was the lead librarian, Gian Chen, and she taught me that I can create my own story, and it just was important to me that I'm a participant in history.
Wyatt.
So there's very little history between the Kyoshi and now to the Southern Water Tribe. There's like a few names here and there, so I just made up some stuff
That's
as I went
fine.
along. My chief
So,
mentor.
be clear. Not 100% true. There's a shit ton of history in the new role-playing book. You should definitely look at it. Yeah.
Oh, there
The
is.
Southern Water Tribe
Okay,
were like
yeah.
serious pirates throughout all of the Kyoshi era, and then after that was trying to recover from the fact that Kyoshi murdered them. Like,
Oh hell yeah, all the pirates. So my chief mentor was Master Dulco, and he taught me and the other Southern Water Tribe benders for many years. He was one of the first people the Fire Nation captured when they started their raids on the
I
Southern
imagine
Water
because
Tribe.
he was noisy about who he was and what he was doing.
Oh yes, absolutely.
All right, Wyatt, who showed you that even with the weight of your burden, you could still find ways to play, which is particularly important for your character, given that you chose the playful demanner.
Yes, I did. Before she was captured, my younger sister Hama, who is actually in the show.
Okay. All right.
She becomes the old lady water bloodbender, but before that she was a much nicer person.
Okay. Riss.
Pangao, which was one of the familiars that would come in to the library, and he would always check out my books, and he would often let me play hooky while Gian Chen wasn't watching. So he was unfortunately one of the first people, like in the story for my idea, is that he was one of the first people murdered as he was defending the library while it was burning. So it was like a,
So much fire.
yeah, Fire
So
Nation
much
sucks.
All right. What token of your burden do you always carry?
Rude.
For me, it's one of the water spending scrolls techniques. It was the last page. She, on her way out while she was trying to escape the burning library, she ripped that and kept it with her as that she won't let them take the
water
last
bending
little bit of
scroll.
history.
Okay. All right. That's gonna cause you. That's gonna cause some interaction with you and Mr. Pascapopoulos later. Wyatt, what are you carrying?
I feel like this is kind of copy now that she said it, but I also have a water bending scroll given to me by Master Dulco before my training was complete. He said for me to study it, and he was captured the next day.
as far as Harkin knows, he's carrying like the last of the Southern Waterbenders traditions on this scroll.
Exactly, because
The last, but not
they
really.
raided Master Dulco's igloo, and they took all of his.
I love you guys. It's almost like you're married. Next up, who do I have for the Guardian?
Hey, Rourke, Skype just took a
Yeah.
poo
Yeah.
at the bar.
Thanks. I'll fix all the
Skype took a
I'll fix all
major
the cameras.
shit.
Now.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't like that. Make me small again.
So Megan, you're our Guardian, right? All right.
Yes.
So please, since you actually know the rules, start looking at the questions, reading them out, and then answering while I fix everyone's cameras.
Okay. My first question is, what pushed you to assume responsibility for the people you care about? So I put in being a soldier in a Fire Nation occupied city, or cities, and seeing the havoc that the Fire Nation has caused. The next question is, and hence why Jin and I are buddies, whom have you protected for so long, but maybe doesn't need you anymore? It's Jin.
Sus as fuck.
Hold on, I'm hearing some. Oh, Skull. He's done now. All right, carry on.
Who used to be in your circle of trust before they betrayed you? The Fire Nation.
All of them.
I mean, like most of them, a lot of them.
So you're actually a firebender who is semi-following in Jin's footsteps to be like, why are people fucking around? Okay.
Right. What tattered garment or adornment reminds you of those you protect or failed to protect? So I put in a friendship bracelet given to me by an occupied area child whom I don't know what's happened to.
So you have like a piece of cloth from an Earth Nation kid, and you're uncertain what happened to that Earth Nation kid.
It's
I
very
mean, it sounds
sad.
like it.
Spoiler: they're probably
Poor kid.
Spoiler alert: they're probably dead, or at least
Ouch,
at least
ouch.
somewhat burnt.
Probably. why are you committed to this group or purpose? I mean, like, they seem okay, I guess.
Well, you're actually committed to Jin and his group purpose.
Yeah, so whenever he makes friends with everyone else, or at least tries to get out with them, I'm thinking we'll be stuck.
Joe, what was your playbook again?
Mine was the idealist, I believe. Yeah.
Did I allow 3 idealists? I'm really bad at this. Oh no. Oh,
they were the icon.
Thank you. All right. So.
Yes.
Oh right, I remember what your character was now. So, Joe, you're playing an airbender. As far as I think because we had the issue with the timeline, your character has to be decently old.
Yeah.
So your character's probably in his 60s or so.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm aware. When I first made my character, I had seen 3 episodes of Avatar. And since making my character, I watched all 3 seasons in like 2 days.
Because it really was like 2 days ago. All right. So, so Joe, you are an airbender. You are an old airbender. I'm getting a ton of static from somebody.
That's Skull, I believe.
Is it me?
It sounds like I'm bending air through his microphone.
No, it's.
Oh,
Riz.
it might be the fan.
Only our airbender.
Oh, it's
Riz, I'm
Riz.
getting some static from you in the background.
Oh, I have no clue. Let me figure out.
I'm going to.
I was about to say it can't be me because I'm hearing it too.
All right,
okay.
so Joe, what tragedy befell you at a young
Yes,
age?
The Fire Nation attacked.
And who helped? And who do you hold most responsible for this tragedy?
Fire Nation.
Why?
Because it attacked.
It's them both.
I wrote that, and he was like, and I was like, I'll change that later. He's like, no, you gotta leave that now. You need to read that on stream.
Who helped you through your grief, and what did they teach you?
No one. And they taught me not to trust
because
anyone.
they all dead as shit. What symbol or heirloom or mark do you carry?
I carry around my my dead daughter's burnt teddy bear, and plenty of scars across my body from when I fought
That's
firebenders.
Wouldn't that be burned?
Do you still have to have tattoos, like the airbender tattoos?
I'm shy of parts of my tattoos still. I don't have like the arrow. I'm not the avatar.
Yeah, you're not.
itself,
You never became a master before the temples were destroyed.
Yeah.
All right. So I like the gamut.
And why am I committed to this group? Because I've seen enough death and destruction in my lifetime, and I don't want to see any more.
So now, here's where we're at for inciting incident. Jin, Mei, Harkin, Dion, and Tashi. The 5 of you were recruited by a rebellious force within the Fire Nation because you heard that in the library there was a historical scroll talking about the history of the Fire Nation that they're trying to cover up. And so the 5 of you have broken in and were attempting to steal it when you were captured. So let's now we're going to talk about how that went. So how did you guys try and get into these catacombs? Like, what was your? So the 5 of you didn't really know each other prior to this. This was your first mission together. Jin and Mei already knew each other. I imagine that Tashi and Dion also. I feel like because you're old and know things, Dion would have spoken to you a lot. Yeah.
I can see that.
Harkin, how did you get involved with these rebels?
Well, I can only imagine that with again, the kind of the trope for this group is we hate the Fire Nation. I have a lot of hate for the Fire Nation, so I would have gone to the bars and to the locations where people who hate Fire Nation people go. So I would have eventually crossed paths with these also rebellious people, and signed on board with my trusty companion, Abala the Puma Goat.
So essentially, you're just like, oh, we're gonna We're gonna fight some Fire Nation. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, and if we met at the Fire Nation, it would make sense. The Puma Goat is actually native fauna to the Fire Nation, so I could have been, going there.
All right. So you guys are currently arrested. Abala is actually was actually captured separately and is being held in a pen.
No, baby.
You guys have all been thrown into one cell with a sixth person who's off to one corner. Tom, how was it that Gian was captured again? Like, what brought you to be here?
I was sent to the Fire Nation to be a spy. So I'm hiding the fact that I'm a bender, and as such, I was essentially just there to gather information on the goings-on. I would say my character probably got drunk, got into a fight, said something anti-Fire Nation, and they threw his ass in jail.
Especially on the day before the Ozai's cat's quinceañera.
Right, and wow. And given that speaking against the Fire Nation is a crime equal to, punishable by lifelong imprisonment, death, enslavement, whatever, I ended up in the same prison as the actual rebels.
All you did was talk, but it's just as bad. It's no bueno. No talking. All right.
These guys tried to steal a 100-year scroll that would reveal the Fire Nation secrets. This guy said some shit about the Fire Nation.
Let's keep in mind that I don't mind if, the party knows that I'm an airbender, but I would not have used my bending in front of any of the Fire Nation people when we got captured.
Same. Actually,
So I imagine that as far as Jin, Mei, and Dion are concerned, Dion and Mei are the only benders in the group.
I mean, we're even dressed as Fire Nation, I assume,
that
right?
we're benders, so the Fire Nation doesn't kill us.
And now you're gonna meet Gian, who is also hiding the fact that he's a bender. So when we get to the final boss fight of this thing, and everyone busts out bending abilities, I was like,
where did you hide all this stuff?
Do you realize how useful flying would have been 20 minutes ago?
I mean, I'm not stupid. If it is a burning fire behind us, I will make us fly up over a building or something.
Jin's still be that fancy bending and shit. I'm still gonna stab that
guy. You cannot karate chop a 45.
What is it? The scene from the opening of Pacific Rim? It's but when you're in a Jaeger, you can fight the hurricane. It's no. If you stab 1 billion times, you can stab the 45.
Jin, what do you have? A knife? No!
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read the starting blurb. The night before the coronation ceremony of Fire Lord Ozai, Fire Sage Bai arrested several intruders, U5, trying to steal a historical scroll from the Dragonbone Catacombs in Royal Caldera City, also known as Hari Bulkan. These brave heroes hope to save a bit of the undoctored Fire Nation history from Ozai's wrath, but they now face a lifetime of incarceration. Luckily, an elderly fire sage, Nuan, has freed the heroes and given them the scroll they sought, promising to help them if they agree to smuggle him out of the city during their escape. But can Fire Sage Nuan be trusted? How will our heroes escape from the city? And what will Fire Sage Bai do when he realizes that they have escaped from the scroll? So I'm actually going to start you guys a little bit before where the game is supposed to be starting. It's supposed to be starting you guys are in an alleyway and have just gotten out of prison. So I'm starting you guys in the prison. You guys are in a Fire Nation prison. It is dark. It's dry because the Fire Nation, everything is clay baked and hardened. And outside it is still in the middle of the night. You know that tomorrow night is the festival for Ozai's coronation. Which for some of you means more than for others. Jin realizing that Ozai is taking over rather than Iroh is a huge deal. Dion, as a librarian, you know that Ozai you have heard rumors that Ozai is destroying any history that does not match the official record. Tashi, you know that the official story of the mighty air nomad army is hot horse shit. But as you guys are there, the 6 of you are together. Gian, have you been talking to these people? They've been in there about an hour and a half, and they're talking kind of amongst themselves about what just went wrong? Or have you been sort of just sitting to one side?
I'm probably just sleeping,
Right.
but not sleeping. I got one eye
Sleeping
open.
while asleep.
I definitely smell like some alcohol, so they're probably like just
He's
talking,
sleeping.
ignoring the drunk in the corner.
Perfect. Okay. So, as you guys are doing all of that, all of a sudden the torches in the hallway go out, and a small, after a moment or two, a robed figure comes to the gates, and he produces a flame in his hands, and he says, "Are you the thieves?"
Well, considering we didn't steal anything,
We didn't
no.
actually steal it,
I was
didn't
gonna say, Fire Nation, Firebender, asking if we're thieves seems like a setup.
There's no plea.
How old is
he's
this guy?
actually he's actually older than you, Tashi. Like, he's old enough
is he?
to not have been alive before the Fire Nation attack, but he was like a kid when all that was going on. He's probably in his 80s.
Is he wearing any like robes, like temple robes, or just simple like Fire Nation?
So right now, it's very dark aside from the fire that he's producing, but he's wearing a completely hooded black robe. I'm going to say that you're decently perceptive. You see that underneath, he's definitely wearing the robes of some sort of sage or a knowledgeable person.
Okay.
And then neither May nor Jin would immediately recognize
May actually might recognize them as the robes of a fire sage.
Her answer is totally in character, by the way.
He says, "I'm not the police. I'm not here to get you to confess. I need your help."
You
With?
come to our bars? I don't think we can help you.
He says, "Rebels are supposed to be resourceful." He reaches into his robes, and now you see that he's wearing like very much Fire Nation finery. And he pulls out the very scroll that you guys were trying to steal. He says, "This scroll talks about what actually happened to the air nomads. I don't want it destroyed. I want people to know the truth. The Fire Nation has spent too much time lying and too much time killing, and I no longer want to associate myself with this legacy."
Why should we trust anything that you have to say?
He just
Hey,
he just points at the scroll. He's like,
So I walk over and I'm like, "May I see this scroll?"
he hands it to you.
All right, so I open it up. Is it in like Airbender language, Air Nomad
So,
language?
interesting
Like, I don't
idea.
know.
In the world of Avatar, as far as I've ever seen, there's just the one language.
I mean, I always thought of it like Westeros, like everyone basically speaks the same language. You'll have
Yeah.
other dialects, but
So,
we're all
I'm gonna
speaking
s-
common.
I'm gonna
right?
scooch over to the guy who has a scroll and just like look over his shoulder.
so you're with Tashi, who you
All
know,
right,
and you know that he is.
Yeah.
You don't know that he's an airbender, but you know he's definitely from those regions, based on dialect and what he says. So Nuan kind of does one of these, and like a acetylene torch flame comes out of his fingers, and he undoes the hinges on your gates.
I look over at Man like, could you have done that all along?
The answer is it would have been difficult for May because it is hard to get your fire that hot. He is a firebending master. Let's remember.
Yeah.
So May's like a yellow belt.
Jeez.
Wow, the audacity.
So the
May is going to ignore that because she's more mature than Megan is.
the gate starts to shift, and he's like, "Oh,
I grab it. I grab the gate
Yeah,
before
I'll
it
also
falls
grab
off.
it to stop it.
He's like,
In the confusion, I go and put the scroll right up my
okay.
robe sleeves.
I absolutely see that.
He does not mind. As far as he's concerned, he has given you the scroll. And he says, in return for me helping you escape the prison and the scroll, what I ask is that the 6 of you help me.
We look over at the drunken guy on the ground.
The
As far as he's concerned, you're all the same group. That the 6 of you help me.
Racist.
That the 6 of you help me escape the city.
Done.
I'm gonna go over to the dude who's sleeping and nudge him with my foot.
Can you walk?
Hey, pal! It's your lucky day. You're free. And if you don't want to die, you're gonna want to come with us.
Oh, sounds good. Where we going?
Jin wants to ask the sage about the sudden shift in line of succession.
Because of his failures at Ba Sing Se and the dishonor that his son brought to his family line, Iroh has stepped down.
By dying?
Jeez. That's harsh.
Iroh has stepped down from the line of succession. He no longer has the... Ozai has said that he no longer has the strength of character to lead the Fire Nation in the direction that it should go.
Fucking Ozai, man.
And the former Fire Lord approves of this
Azulan
decision.
allows the boys to take care of their problems amongst themselves.
We can all talk about this over tea.
Yeah.
If anything, them not seeing the fire is going to be a problem. Let's get out of here.
I say,
I could use a nice cup of tea.
I say, wait, we're escaping.
Yes.
Either
we're
you come or
leaving.
you go. Either way, you're probably going to die.
Hurry up about
Stand up, I stand up, I shake my shoulder and go, we must be bold yet quiet like the snail rhino.
Okay, whatever. Let's go.
Nope, I like that.
No, we can't leave yet.
Why
We
can't
can't leave yet.
It's like you say that,
Why?
and Yuan's like, "But the gate's open," and I know.
Everyone's like stepping out the door and they're like, why?
My Puma
He hasn't
goat.
given us Gatorade yet.
My Puma goat, Abala. We have to save her.
Oh my
Yuan's like,
God.
Jin lets you know that there's like so many Puma goats. Like the Fire Lord doesn't want you to know this, but the Puma goats at the park are free. You can just go and take them. I have 500 Puma goats.
This is my Puma goat. I spent years raising her. I bought her from a trader from the Fire Nation. We're not leaving
so
her
Nuan
behind.
says, "Thankfully, the stables are not particularly well guarded."
And we can find something else to leave with. So that's perfect.
Or
Yeah.
we can let out
Our
all of the animals and cause a mass distraction while we get out of here.
Jin
Agreed.
wants his possessions.
Oh yeah, Nuan gives you guys your stuff.
He's a
Yes.
strong old
Thank
man.
you.
Just carried like armor and like weapons.
He's a fire
So-
sage. All he has time to do is be buff and learn fire
Let's
stuff.
be clear.
Come on.
He absolutely had a little wagon right outside.
It's just
Um,
shredded old man.
I'm going to like gather my belongings, and Terissa's character, who is studied and a lore master, she would notice that I have a very intricately carved scroll case with waterbender symbols on the side that I quickly tuck into my bag.
I like that this party is all about.
That's not sus at all.
I like that this party is all about scrolls. Like you're stealing a scroll. Half of you have scrolls. Like you're a very literate party. Joe, absolutely yes. But
Thank
you
you.
totally play that shit off as a cane.
Of course.
Yeah, it's just
It's
an
little man's walking stick. What else could it possibly?
Actually, I'm gonna say that the Fire Nation didn't even take it from you. Like,
Or
yeah,
should
you
I
just
be
have
walking
like.
around with it the whole time.
They don't have time to be helping this cripple walk around. They're like, yeah, whatever. He can have his
You
sword
wouldn't
stick.
rob an old man of his walking stick, would you?
Exactly.
I just have little chopsticks. I have 4 sets of them and like a little like scroll holder. That's all my weapons. That's all.
Just considering we have like a member of the literal Gestapo from the Earth Nation with
Well,
us.
not yet.
So
No, almost.
let's
almost.
so important things for you guys to know about this game. The game is going to take place essentially in 4 time periods, right? There's early morning to morning, which is where we're about to go into. Then there's morning to afternoon, afternoon to evening, and then evening to night. When night falls, Fire Sage Bai will have officially locked down the city, and you guys will be essentially stuck.
Don't like that.
May or Jin, are either of you guys from the capital city?
No.
Yes.
Not me.
So May, you know that there is a gang that runs a lot of smuggling operations called the Burning Ember Gang, and that might be a way for you guys to smuggle your way out.
The Burning Ember Gang, you said?
Does the Fire Sage have a map of the capital city?
No.
I have a map in my
You know
head.
that it is a
I
walled
hope.
city, and it's essentially two-tiered. There's what's called the Imperial City, where all the nobles live, and then there's the harbor. So
Hold on,
the
sorry.
harbor, getting onto one of the ships, either smuggling yourselves out or something similar, are probably is probably one of your best bets. You could also try and go straight out the front gate, but
And isn't there like
Well,
a
everyone-
mountain pass between the two?
it's a small. It's not a mountain pass. It's
Pardon
a
me.
small, like, gate. But yes, you are thinking of exactly that city. The city that they attack during the eclipse is the city that you guys are at.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
I've been
While
here.
everyone's making plans and stuff, I walk over to Tom's character and I'm like, and I put my hand on his shoulder and I'm like, I really liked your rock snail proverb.
It was rhino snail.
All right, snail. You must forgive my old
So
age.
you guys are now
Aaron's
at the
not too good.
stables, which is outside of the prison. You have acquired a bala, and we're now at where the actual adventure starts. You guys are essentially behind an alleyway behind the prison, and you're seeing that the streets are kind of empty because it's still pre-dawn. The sun has not quite yet risen. But even still, you see merchants moving things about. You see you see some guards moving about, but your escape does not yet seem to have been noticed. Yes.
We're in a dark alley, you said? Is there like a even darker part?
Yes, because this is an RPG.
Like, you know, like,
There's an infinite amount of dark corners in the tavern.
Okay. Okay, I go into the offshoot, and I come back about 30 seconds later, I'm like, ah! I look around, I'm like, old man's bladders are small. Leave me alone.
All right.
So I think the first thing we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to blend in. So we
Yeah,
can
it was. How sus is everyone?
So Riss is clearly a traveling earthbender, like a traveling Earth Nation person. Gian, I'm assuming that you're wearing nondescript clothing, not really specific to any nation.
So this is important. I'm wearing gray pants, boots. I'm currently wearing a red tunic. I essentially take it off, and I show the group that it's reverse-sided in green on the inside, and I put the red over Riss's character, so she's now blending in as Fire Nation. And I'm just bare-chested, because I'm a jacked soldier type. But I'm wearing gray pants, gray boots, and I've now hidden the fact that she's wearing.
To be fair,
May is unsure if that's better or worse.
Any excuse to take your shirt off.
Did we not come dressed as Fire Nation to do our thievery? Like,
Oh,
No,
I
you-
would.
I don't think I came.
100%.
I don't think I came sauntering into my orange
This is what I was
fucking
getting
robes
at, right?
as an airbender.
I know that Jin and May are absolutely dressed as Fire Nation because they're Fire Nation. Dion probably is not dressed as
Yeah.
Fire Nation, but she's still wearing clothes that are, nondescript.
Nondescript.
But you can tell that they're Earth Nation because Earth Nation is the most distinctive. Like they're just this. You're probably also wearing Earth Nation clothes because that's probably where you've been.
I'm also wearing Earth Nation clothes, so we look like 3 Earth Nation people.
You just come in and they're like, yeah, these are some exchange students. We're going to show them the library.
Nothing to see here.
The glorious history of the Fire Nation. They want to take a souvenir with them.
So
It's
I
glorious.
did not expect Dion to also be dressed Fire Nation. So the reason why I gave my clothes specifically to Riss's character, to Dion, is because
She's dressed Earth Nation. Like you're
right. The reason why I did this is because I'm supposed to be an Earth Nation soldier, so I'm like, I'll protect the Earth Nation person. But there's other people dressed Earth Nation. Now I'm torn as to who gets my clothes, but I still give them. It's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Just pick the lady.
So the cloak is a good touch, but we are going to need other clothes. Is there like a residential area around here that we could, pull an old 1-2 and steal some clothes off some clotheslines?
Or were there
Steal
any
clothes
clothes
from
in the
May's
stables?
house.
You want to just rob random Fire Nation residents?
Oh, because
I'm with it.
Because
they
the
haven't
Fire
done it to
Nation
us.
has never done anything awful to anyone ever, right?
The people who live here probably haven't.
Okay, so let's be clear. You guys are in the in the royal palace area. So if you were to try and rob something, it would not be like snatching some clothes off clotheslines. It would involve actually getting into like someone's house in the early morning, which means they're probably home.
Were there any clothes in like the stables?
Being a stable hand, not a terrible idea right now.
So actually,
Sorry, what were you gonna say,
I actually
Jen?
kind of like that.
Wait, would May have been stationed here before she was arrested, or would she have an apartment in the lower area where she would keep clothes?
So May said she is from here, so I will absolutely allow that she has some sort of apartment. She probably has it. She
You know
probably hasn't
what?
been there in a while.
Let's go.
Nobody's been watering her cacti. She heard succulents were in this season.
Sounds
But
All my money is in cabbages.
Are you investing in Cabbage Corp?
Yep.
so yes, May does have it. Actually, May, roll me 2d6.
Alrighty then.
Just go ahead and roll me 2d6. Let's see where we go with this. May, you have an apartment because you rolled an 11, which we know is a what do you call it? A hard hit or an actual like success.
A phenomenal success.
You
yeah.
actually have an apartment in the royal sector. Like
Nice.
We're
actually in the alleyway to the door.
How bougie.
May looks around. She's like, "Oh, this is very
We've been
convenient.
in her backyard the
your
entire time.
Come with
your
me,
house
water
is not
boy."
your house is not particularly far away. You do not know that Harkin is a waterbender.
What's he
He's
wearing?
wearing earthbender clothes.
Earth
Yeah.
Nation clothes. All right.
Earth Nation. I have yet to
Columns.
bend in front of you guys.
A dirt person. It's like, that's racist.
Come on, dirt person. Let us go. She's nice, but still a little
Military.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys walk over to walk over to May's house. I am totally cool with you guys just grabbing some clothes. May has clothes that'll fit all of you because Asian style clothes tend to be like
Long
drawstrings and like
Yeah.
robes.
She's probably got a poncho
So
and
you
stuff.
you guys
Yeah,
definitely
it's-
do all right with that.
We're good.
I take something with like a hood so I could throw up and cover my face.
Good.
I was gonna say, please don't throw up in the hood.
I like.
That is
I'm wearing-
alpaca fur.
I'm wearing the clothes, and my character like looks visibly distraught, and he goes, "You know, you two are the only cool Fire Nation I've ever met. So this is all new to me."
Nuan is like,
Fla-
I just broke you out of prison.
Flameo hot man.
Exactly.
I'm also hold on. I think I'm like nobility or
I mean-
something. Yeah, military and privilege. So like, you guys got the fancy
I like that
stuff.
I like
I
that
was
you'd
about to
completely
ask
forgotten
him.
about that because if you had just told me that, we would have said that you had your apartment here already.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I put those in, and I was like, that'll be handy, and then I forgot.
Do you have any
so-
fancy nobility like dresses with headpieces? Because I'm trying to look like a noble.
You know what? May's gonna go through her fancy dress stuff, and like, she's probably not that fancy, and also doesn't want to draw too much attention. But she'll find her like
Yeah.
a little circlet or a little
Hold on.
headpiece or something.
May turns
Something
around to
cute.
dress the boys, and when she comes back, Dion is wearing like full parade regalia, headpieces,
Oh my God.
braids, robes, makeup.
Makeup.
Jeez.
As nice as you look, that's gonna be a hard no.
Wait.
I'll take that.
It is
Jin
not
stops
even a
May.
holiday.
It is a holiday.
I'll
Jin
take
stops May.
her headpiece.
What?
I'll take her headpiece. Her.
Jin wants to have May dressed up in her like military garb, and then we can the coronation is tonight.
Oh,
So
indeed it is.
people would be in their finery.
Exactly.
If you can instruct this person here in proper privilege conduct, we can roleplay her household.
I've researched many of the households. I've come from the library. I know the names that might be able to fool.
Obviously, we would be her personal guard, and then old man attendant, like scribe, and I don't know the rest. Would you two can?
Riss, it sounds to me like you're trying to rely on your skills and training to know how to properly portray a Fire Nation person. That is a basic move. Please go ahead and roll, and let me know how you do.
Alright. How do I roll the thing again? I'm so sorry.
Can she have a +1 from
a
me?
+1 ongoing from your 11?
Well, not even from my 11. I was gonna say because I would be able to supply her with additional details that she might not be able to get from like cultural
what I'm
things.
going to do is I'm going to give her a +1 for the sake of you're tutoring her as she's finding her way through. So,
Sweet.
Oh, you found it and rolled already.
Yeah, she didn't do a very good job. She forgot that part.
You rolled a 5, but you have a focus of 2, which puts you at a 7, and you have a +1 from Megan, so you have an 8.
Sweet.
However, because you did not get to a 10+,
she can get to a 10+.
You're going to be you do your thing imperfectly. Which means at some point there will be unexpected consequences to your imperfect portrayal, and you'll get the choice to either mark a fatigue when it comes around, or accept the consequences.
Accept the consequences.
Perfect.
John will do the same to look like a soldier.
I'm gonna find the most ridiculous hat I can get my hands on in her house.
You find a woman's opera hat with ostrich beaver feathers. Whoa, Skype just.
Oh, Skype just.
What? Yeah, Skype just kind of.
Oh, woo!
Shit the bed again.
And as expected, the stream looks like poo.
Hell yeah!
So, some of us ended up back in our boxes, but
everyone get back in your boxes.
Everyone back to your box.
You can't tell me what to do.
I
warned everyone
Tom's
before
in
the
his
shit
box
went
is
down
real
that this
small.
is definitely something that happens with Skype, and it is an ongoing thing. In the event that 3B Radio ever actually makes enough money, I'm going to buy a Zoom license because fuck this nonsense.
Oh yeah.
So I guess I have to dress up like as an old man Sage type person now, right?
So
That checks out. We can make you some like ceremonial dress, and you could be the noble grandfather.
Tom, for when John being military, you're already military, so I'm not gonna make you roll for that. I think that's fairly straightforward, unless it might come up that you need to make a roll more specifically. But for your general behavior, we're gonna let that just slide.
The group notices that despite me being a drunk and acting like a drunk, when I put on the military clothes and stand up straight, you probably guess that there's something off here.
Yeah.
Like I look like a soldier.
You look a lot more like a soldier than you do like a drunk. Okay.
Right.
Like you sew it up real quick, boy.
May's just like.
I understand.
And
I fucking punch the ground and pull up 2 rocks and make rock armor for my hands. And I bow.
That's gonna be visible.
Jin looks at him and is like,
well, I mean, we're in her yard, right? Like we're in her house.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the house.
Right. I'm assuming there's a wall.
You pull out of the floor. You've got 2 huge indents.
Which is exactly how that works, right?
Can you put those back?
Not making things out of rock.
That was impressive, but fix the floor, please.
Congratulations on the renovation. You have a stone floor now.
Nice.
And she's going to turn around and look at Harkin. Has he put on the hat? You're not wearing that.
Did you
He's
stick your
peacocking
animal in
big
it?
time, bro.
That is a women's hat. You're going to look extremely conspicuous.
He's peacocking.
He can be our distraction if necessary.
I will absolutely be your distraction. Did we end up getting
Yes,
my
yes,
Puma
you
goat?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
you did?
Your hat?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna like scritch,
Like that.
and I'm gonna
Do you want me
take.
to roll for my disguise?
No, because
Sheds-
your disguise is
sheds of
generic. Like,
fur.
just don't look like anything.
Okay.
I take shreds of fur and I make myself a fake beard out of it.
Oh my god.
Please.
We are
You
all
come,
going
you
back
come
to
back
jail.
in and like you come back in with that beard combo, and from
The
there's
hat?
no windows right now, but somehow a breeze blows through the room and pushes it off. Like no.
And like comes up to the side of my head, and I just like readjust it to my face.
Please roll trick, which is 2d6 with creativity. So just make it.
I am going to enact my special ability, Bonzo Pippin Papadiscalopoulos, and automatically take a 12 plus.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
You can.
All right.
It is when you. Oh no, that's when you're trying to trick an NPC. So you're not foolish yet
Yep.
because. But you guys actually look at him and you're like, I'm kind of angry that that's working.
We're gonna. So 5 years later, it's gonna become a fashion in the Fire Nation. Like it's
Yeah,
gonna
right.
catch on. It's gonna be the new trend.
The woman's hat with the fake beard.
Jin is convinced that we are all immediately going back to jail. We're gonna take 2 steps out of the house, and they're gonna be like, "Yep."
20 guards outside waiting for us. Like, oh shit.
How
It's-
big is a goat puma thing?
Fashion police.
Oh, actually,
Huge! I just googled it.
Is the
have
goat
my-
puma big enough for Riz to
Oh, yeah.
ride?
You could
Yeah,
probably have
that's-
3 of you ride it.
Does it fly?
Fancy entrance to ceremony?
Goat Puma. I have him as my background.
I
now.
mean, you're covering most of that, but yes.
That's true.
So
Nice.
maybe is it Deanne or Diane?
Yeah.
Dion? Diane?
Dion.
Dion. Okay, so can Dion, Tashi, and Harkin ride the goat puma, and then the military types can escort?
That should be fine.
Yes.
We're
Works for me.
bullshitting this so well.
So as you guys are sitting here, you guys see that the sun has fully risen and it is now morning. You, from where you are, hear the alarms at the prison going off.
Oh man, that's wild. We should
Get the hell out of Dodge.
get out of here.
Be going on there.
6 people in a puma goat escaped prison. Hope no one notices us.
There's 7 of us. I
Wow.
point at the fire sage.
He's just like,
Wave them off.
What does he say the whole
Oh,
time
hey.
we're doing this?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Can the
He wasn't.
fire sage also ride the goat? Because I forgot about him
The
for a
fi-
second.
the
Harkin,
fire
you're
goat,
walking.
the fire sage is like, I don't want to be up on that goat.
Okay,
Um,
never mind then.
Some sort of goat race.
Fair,
It's okay,
fair enough.
Abala. It's okay,
honestly.
Abala.
He's like, I'm old and well known. I'd like no one to look at me.
enough.
So you guys are now like walking through down to that mountain pass, and you see a guard post that guards the pass down. There are 2 ways to go
Okay.
down. May, you are aware that the second one.
He changed his background to a fucking
he
puma
did in
goat.
fact.
Oh my god.
It's horrifying.
His baby.
So
Huge.
I will allow one of you to assess the situation, which will allow you to ask me as the DM 1 or 2 questions.
What's
I'll
assessing?
do it.
Is it
It's
focus?
creativity based.
Oh, well, I'll let one of you do
I
that.
want to do it, or I rather, anyone who's the hammer should want to do it, because when you assess a situation, you can ask who or what here is most vulnerable to me. So that's who or what, and you get a +1 in accordance with the answer. So
So one of you hammer folks can definitely do it.
I want to. Yeah, I'm going to take a look. I'm a soldier. I want to take a look at vulnerabilities for something that we can sneak past, because that's where
That's
my
fine.
mind is. Although we probably shouldn't be sneaking past, or something to take
Okay.
advantage of.
So go ahead and give me that roll.
And remember to add a +1.
Yes. Let me get back.
If
over
you
to that
actually
thing.
click on your creativity, like the little die button next to your creativity,
We'll roll
Oh,
creativity.
Right.
Oh, sweet.
That's so fancy.
I didn't do
it's
it.
probably asking if you want to add anything to it. There you go. So that's
Since it's a 6, a miss.
because it has to be a 7 to be a hit.
And it didn't add my +1.
So you actually get your hit. You can ask me one question. Your questions are: what here can I use to? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my best way out in through? who or what is in the greatest danger, and then because you're the hammer, you get that additional question.
What is my best way out
Okay.
or through?
So you're observing this, and at the same time, May is telling you that there is a side path used by smugglers, but you'll have to deal with the smugglers. And as you're assessing this, you see that guards come from the prison to the guard post, and they begin talking. So you know that your best way out in through is definitely the smuggler's way, even though it's going to mean dealing with tick criminals.
Well, shit.
Um,
I mean, we're all criminals to the Fire Nation, so.
I mean, it ain't
True.
wrong.
Given recent developments, I think we're better off going a different way.
So as you
What
say
happened?
that, you guys see that there is a litter, and
Kid.
not Kitty, and Fire Sage Nuan looks at you guys and he says, "That's," and just starts like walking toward the smuggler path.
Ozai?
So
All right,
we go.
let's go. Let's
So we
just
go yop yop and turn right.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
We can't say yip yip.
gotta be-
We can
It's
say
gotta be
gotta
it.
say
similar
yup,
but legally
yup.
distinct.
Yep.
Come on, Yopa, yup.
Yeah, this is Oppo, our trusty.
Apala, yup.
So as you guys catch up to Yuan, who's walking substantially faster than you'd assume an ancient Fire Sage would, he's like, "That's Bai's litter." He's apparently taking. He seems to be taking a personal interest in the search for.
Then we must be wise and hide like the fox chameleon.
Fire Sage Yuan looks at you and he
Okay.
goes, "That actually makes sense."
Who is Bai?
Bai is the current head of.
It's the guy that got
Bai
us
is
in
the,
prison.
yeah, Bai is the guy who caught you. He's also the guy who's the head of the Fire Sages and who's going to be presiding over the coronation.
Ooh.
So if we kill him, there can be no coronation.
That's not.
That's-
If we kill Ozai, there could be no coronation, but
Does Jin really say that? Because
No.
okay,
You can drop a giant rock
just
on
thinking with pure rage right now. It's, no.
So you guys get to the smugglers' side tunnel, and May, you knew this existed because it's not far from your house, but this was definitely beneath you. And as you walk up, there's a guy with a harsh cut.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Pause. Can I have taken something valuable from home? Because sorry, I had written down that we were gonna probably talk to the Burning Ember gang. Can I do that? Money or trinket or anything?
Since you forgot, I'm gonna actually make you roll for it.
Stealing from your own
fair
house.
enough.
How outrageous.
All
right.
Let's go with.
Please don't make me roll
I'm actually
creativity.
gonna make you roll rely on skills and training again because it's your background.
Did you forget
Okay.
your purse at home?
Essentially, yeah.
All right.
It's
So I'm not
focus
adding
based, so
any.
you go ahead.
It's focus based. Okay, so I get 2. Normally I get 1, but I took a furrowed brow, which gives me a permanent +1 to focus, as far as I understood it.
Decent, actually.
Right?
Jesus.
yo.
So
All right.
So it turns out that the leader of the Ember Gang always wanted some rare collectible vase, and that's what she brought. She just happens to know exactly
really?
what the fucker wants.
Everyone else was looking at me like I was weird, but I was like, "Don't y'all worry."
So
They're,
you actually, because you rolled so well, I'm going to say that you essentially brought something that is very useful, but more importantly, you brought several jewelry pieces and trinkets to also trade with, just in case you need to trade more than once.
Firelord trading cards.
I wouldn't
John's
put
gonna
it
stop.
above the Fire Nation.
John's gonna stop, and I take a pouch on my side that would have coin in it, but I'm broke, and I'm just gonna take a bunch of rocks and put it in there for bending where I may not be able to bend later because I don't want to
Smart.
put out my element.
I also have a water pouch with me. It looks like something I would drink out of.
Like a water
I start
wriggler.
taking air, and I'm putting it in the pocket.
They're putting it in a bag.
I
He
start
starts
grabbing
breathing.
spears for any spear bending I might have to do on the
Um,
future.
So as you guys walk up, this stereotypical anime type thug. You know, like he's got the short sleeve shirt that's half open. He's got a vague faux hawk that's been choppily cut, and he's like, "You guys look like you want to pay a toll."
Who wants to pay a toll? Honestly, I woke up this morning and said, you know what? I want to pay a toll.
He goes,
I expected you to say something like, you gotta be stingy, like yet proud, like the monkey goat or something.
so he says, "Well, I'm glad I'm glad to be able to give that to you. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll count the monkey goat as 4, so that's 11.
It's a puma goat.
So that's a toll for 11 people. And
The monkey goat bites, so I think maybe you should count him as 2.
say again.
The monkey goat bites, so you should count him as 2, not 4.
Keep calling it the monkey
And he says,
goat, and it's
fine.
like,
We'll count the monkey goat as 2, but we'll count the fancy girl as 3.
Jeez.
You look like you woke up and wanted to give someone a discount. You look like you're smart yet impractical, like a hedgehog donkey.
I love this guy.
Jan's absolutely gonna be quiet.
Someone
during
really
all
needs to
this.
start writing down John's animals that he's invented.
You think I don't have a list?
I'm gonna start making them.
Tom's just, every time Tom glances up, he's looking for a new animal.
Absolutely correct. I have a random animal generator and a list of animals that I'm going through.
It's beautiful.
Like a donkey. But that's so well. Like, are you? So Gian is gonna need to publish a book, Wisdom According to Gian.
I'm gonna step forward and look at this guy, and I'm gonna shake my finger at him and go, "Do you know who you're speaking with?
Oh my
Who
god.
you're trying to toll?" And I'm gonna point over at Dion and go, "This is Baldane the Great, 4th of her line, 5th in line to succession, 8th in line to the nation of the fire," and like just a whole
So
spew
now
of
you're
names.
doing
While-
that. Now you're doing that
Wait,
foolish, right?
I'm sorry.
Right?
While
Okay.
I would like to,
so
I would like
hold
for
on.
me to grab his
Wait,
shoulder
wait.
while he's
Wait.
talking.
Give me a second. So, like, you see he starts talking, and his beard is, like, bristling violently, and the guy's like, it would... And so he finally turns and he says, "I don't know anything you're talking about, but I would be honored to be of service to the 5th of her line, 8th in line at the Chipotle. In that case, I will only toll you for 2.
Oh, good. Now pay her, or pay him, and I walk back.
So, May, you go ahead and pay, and as you guys are paying, Harkin trips over his own robes and falls face first. Please mark the foolish condition on your character sheet.
I did.
May is just looking at Jin like, is this really happening right now?
we are all going to die.
Head down to space and plant. Just...
Jin is very impressed that the Fire Nation hasn't been entirely deposed before, because clearly security is lax in all aspects of life.
I mean, I was just gonna try to explain that he's crazy. Please don't worry about him.
Listen
But
to him.
all's well that ends well.
It worked out.
There's literally a
We came
path for
prepared
people
for
to leave
this.
palace grounds, and there's literally a path for smugglers. The security of this place is remarkable.
Very organized, though, because there's a dedicated path for the smugglers that was designed into the city planning.
I bet we could sneak an orangutan moose through there.
Now I'm concerned which half is which.
There's a moose
You
that
should
has
be.
arms
Let's
that
be
can
clear.
climb.
Oh god, what if it's like a centaur? What if like the bottom half is a moose, and then from where the neck of the moose would be grows a full orangutan
With antlers.
Oh god.
With
I don't
yeah,
like that.
horrifying.
So you guys get down. You guys are now in the harbor city.
Alright.
And while Jesus is complaining about the security, May is explaining to him that smugglers are a necessary evil that the Fire Nation usually allows. However, no sooner do you say this than you see back at the top of the mountain where you guys just came down from, pillars of smoke coming from the smuggler's outpost.
Oh dear. We should go.
I assume that's not normal. I asked May if smoke is a necessary evil that they allow in the smugglers as well.
Look, it looks like you're late for your cookout. You should let us pass.
Oh, no. This is like after you guys left. You guys are down.
Oh,
Yeah, the place that we just passed is now on fire. We're like a couple miles up the road.
got it.
We should go to the boats now.
So, how are you guys going to try and contact the Fire Ember gang? Do any of you have the outlaw background?
I do.
I do, in fact.
You do?
I do have the outlaw background.
I also have the outlaw background.
So one of you
Nice.
can use a. So essentially, what's going to work here is either a rely on skills and training for those of you with the outlaw background, or possibly an assess the situation.
What skill would we roll for that?
So rely on skills and training is focus, and assess the situation is creativity.
Let me use
I'm gonna let him do that because
rely on skills and training.
You guys can also.
I have a 0 and a -1 for my stats for those two.
Someone could also try and comfort Harkin since he's feeling foolish.
You see?
It won't be May.
It won't be me. I have a facade I'm keeping up, and it's just having my face in my hand, trying not to giggle at this stupidity.
It's not gonna be
I don't
May.
know anything.
Okay,
about
so
this.
actually opposite. In this game, when you miss, bad things happen. So Harkin, you're like, I know where we can find the smugglers in this city, and for some reason, people are still listening to you.
Takes us to the police station.
It's been working so far, so you might as well not,
So
do something bad.
Well, can I roll too just to see if if I roll better? I'm like, no, you're being.
you know what?
stupid.
I'll
Shut
allow it. Go.
Okay.
Even with your -2.
Well, creativity I have a 0 in, and focus I have a -1.
Creativity it is.
I'm
Okay,
rolling.
so be clear.
Did you?
Rely on skills and training is him finding something out. Assess the situation is you get to ask me one question from the list. So it's actually a very different roll.
So if I oppose his roll, it's a
Yep.
-1
Yep.
trait. All right, so then I guess I'll do that one. Fuck it.
You're just gonna confirm these things? Oh, well, never mind.
Okay, so you end up with a 7, so that's a soft hit.
I thwack him in the back of the head with my staff. I'm like, Shut
no,
up! You know what
because
you're talking
what's going on actually between the two of you, you actually are like, okay, no, I know that the big gang in the harbor is the Burning Ember gang, which May confirms, and that the leader of the gang has a steamed bun shop called Ma's Bows down in the harbor area.
Did you say Ma's
Bowels.
Bowels?
Bows.
Oh,
Like steamed
That's different.
buns.
got it.
So you guys essentially between the three of you, right? Because May also kind of knows this. Determined that the best place for you guys to go, if you want to talk to the Burning Ember gang, is Ma's Bows.
As a note, did you guys remember that, so when you make the character sheet, it tells you your starting stats are like +1 to either 2 stats and like -1 to 1.
Yeah.
Earlier in character creation, it also tells you that you get an additional +1 to put wherever you want. Did you guys do that?
No.
No.
Oh, no.
Izzy
Did not see that.
Yeah, it
Well, then
does.
I'm gonna bring up my focus to a 0 then, because
Fix.
It says.
so I actually rolled an 8 then.
All right, good.
Yeah,
All right.
Thank you, Skull.
no problem. It's but it does say that the hard limit for any stat during character creation is +2.
So how are you guys?
least I'm
How are
not
you
at a
guys
negative.
moving through the harbor? How are you guys planning on staying safe? Are you guys asking Fire Sage Niwan for?
Well, we bring up the information we know, right? So like we know this is the name of the gang. This is where the place is. Does he know where the shop is? Does
If
anyone?
he has input, we would
He
love
says,
it.
I don't know anything about gangs. My plan had been to speak to a friend of mine by the name of Sun Po.
Oh, and you thought to bring this up? Never.
Does Sun Po have a ship at this dock?
She's
fair point.
She has a merchant
Valid.
fleet.
You mock me
perhaps?
too often, B.
No. We already discussed we're not doing Asian accents, bro. We discussed that offline when I started talking very racist.
So
Not on purpose, mind you, but that's what
he
it
says
sounded
he
like.
says you guys seem to have a plan. I wasn't going to bother you.
Well, if your plan is more beneficial to us at the moment than our
Could you share exactly what the
slapdash.
qualifications for being a sage are?
Please list
You have-
your business qualifications.
Just
first.
shut the fuck up and let others talk. I mean, what are we talking about here?
I like
So-
this guy.
So
You're
you
gonna
say
grow
you
sage
say
in
you
your
say to, you tell him
garden?
to just be quiet. He's like, well, that's what I was doing.
Do sages know what sarcasm is? What's going on with this guy?
Your friend Sun Po. How do we get in contact with her?
Well, it's a fire festival tonight. I imagine that she will be at the opera watching the play.
So we have to stick around the entire day.
Well, it starts in the afternoon.
And,
I look back over my shoulder
imagine
like
the opera
there's gonna be guards coming this way soon now.
is
I
back
imagine
in
that you
the-
guys. I
in
imagine that you
church.
guys have moved deeper into the harbor city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's boats
There
here,
are a
right?
ton of boats. I mean, you guys could.
Alright,
You guys could
I'd
just
say
try and smuggle.
there's like those
yourself-
tarps for the
You guys
boats,
could
right?
totally.
There's tarps for the boats. I throw it over the mount that we're
Okay.
chilling with, so it's not as obvious. Because I mean, they're looking for like 6 people plus this specific type of animal, right? So
You guys.
It's a very suspicious
You guys
animal.
do stick out quite a bit.
I throw the tarp over and I cut some eye holes and stuff for it, so it's not as obvious as what it is. I mean,
They're
throw
riding
some like
some sort of ghost.
We decorate him a little bit, make him look like he's part of the festival.
they're writing
So
a
I
clan
like
member.
the idea that like everyone is making plans, and Tashi is like decorating the puma goat as a.
I'm not trying to get caught, man.
Fantastic.
Who else is helping?
I'm old and cranky. I just
Who
do
else
whatever
is
I
helping
want.
A wise man indeed.
with the decoration?
May will help.
Bro, the fact that I don't just fly away and leave all of you here to die is beyond me.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for anybody that might pay attention to us while we're
Okay,
kind of doing
so
this.
so
Good idea.
One of you two roll trick with creativity, and I will give you a +1 since you're both working.
All right,
On the-
Tashi, it's on you.
Okay.
My creativity is +0.
Oh, so is mine. So
Oh, okay.
creativity with a +1, you said?
I believe in you.
It's a
Nice.
success. Well done.
that'll
So
be-
you actually like find, like you were looking for tarp, and what you find is like cloth from another parade, and you.
Does Tashi have a 0 in?
creativity, yeah.
Oh, okay. Weird. I was looking for. Never mind. Go on. I missed
And
something.
so you.
Wait.
Go ahead. What's up, all time? Yeah, all time.
Whole time here.
So it now looks like a noble's mount. It still looks like a puma goat, but it's not the only puma. It's far from the only puma goat in the city. And it now looks like a noble's mount that Dion is writing about. So
whole,
essentially, you guys
black
have found.
dragon.
You guys essentially have 2 paths that you're kind of looking at. Go to Ma's bows and speak with Ma about getting out of the city.
Well, we can do
You can.
both, no?
You guys can definitely start the morning while you're waiting for
We-
things to go on by speaking to Ma.
Yeah, because we don't have to speak to Sun Po until later, so
Yeah.
we can try the smuggler route first. If that doesn't work, then we can do the opera.
It's always good to have a backup plan.
It would also be nice to eat breakfast. So
We can
Come
eat
on.
when we're free.
So you're talking about IRL or
or while we negotiate.
So you guys are going to Ma's bows and you walk in, or rather you go to walk in and you see the line is around the block.
God damn it.
fuck this? I start walking. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Coming through, cranky old man here. Just
Well,
shoving my way
okay.
through.
I have a question. On the way to Ma's paws,
Bows.
did we ride the
Ba-
puma
Ma?
mouse?
The bows that belong to Ma.
Vowels
Okay.
as
Dumpling.
in,
On
Like
the way to
dumplings.
that
buns.
place.
Like a
It's a
part of the
dumpling
ship?
place.
Maz.
No,
On the way
like
to that
bow,
place.
like
Aren't
steamed
bows
buns.
like a
I
dumpling
know,
place?
dude.
Yeah, they're like big handheld dumplings.
They're
Anyone,
delicious.
Well, they're buns, really, but yeah.
anyone who rode the puma goat may clear 1 fatigue.
Wait, we got fatigues?
No.
If you have a fatigue, you may clear 1
Oh,
anytime you
okay.
ride the puma goat to a destination.
Let's say I was riding the Puma Go, but I don't think I have any fatigues. So,
I don't think I have any fatigue yet.
All right. So
Who's like?
so yeah, I started shoving
Hold
my
on.
way through the line. Like part of me coming
give
to
me an intimidate roll.
What?
Yes.
Who, me? What
Passion.
does that use? Passion?
I feel like he should use harmony for being like an old gentle being who wants to get first in line.
I get a one and either one.
Get
so
the
I'm
fuck
not
out of my way.
If he was pleading to get in front, it would be Harmony.
Yeah.
Bro, Joe does not.
It doesn't matter. He just like
Joe's not messing around today, y'all.
A street tough is like, man, old man, I want to bow, and you're like,
I'll piss on you.
I have no boundary control. I'm 90 years old.
Not worth the money.
so.
I'm just shoving people aside with my cane, like, move it, gotta pee. Get out of the way.
Are you making enough room for the puma goat to get his head in?
So
the
like,
door?
as you guys, well, no, the puma
Sure.
goat is like outside, like tied up. Well, not tied up because
No.
apparently all animals in Avatar are semi-sentient.
But he's looking pimp as shit because he's got his new
He
dreads
looks
But like
on.
the
Why,
six
yeah.
of you
Hell yeah.
follow,
He got his new drip going.
the six of you
Drip-
follow
drip
Tashi's gap, and
I'm actually going to stay outside and keep an eye out for those who are looking for
Okay,
specifically us.
I'll do the same. That
all right,
sounds
so
like a
the
good
four
idea.
of you walk in while Gian and Dion. I like that. I didn't see that.
Or-
Well, I mean, you also did our names. Like, my name's Gian Shi, but it's Asian, so I figured I'd be being called Shi the entire time.
Yeah, it's supposed to be backwards.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'll fix that if we ever come back to this. As an aside, if you all enjoy this game, I might run the rest of the pre-made adventures because I did get the full backer kit, and so I
Oh,
have
hell yeah.
As long as it's before Aang wakes up, I can participate.
you're assuming you survive.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
So, if you guys are having a lot of fun with this, I might start running just the one-offs as something because then I don't need to write anything and then we can just have fun with it. Anyway, Dion and Gian stay outside with Abala. Harkin, May, Jin, and Tashi walk inside. You see a little old woman yelling at a variety of other cooks as they're making bows. And they're making bows by, like, the dozens. And they're selling almost as fast as they're hitting the counters.
Damn.
When you guys walk in, she's like, how many bow?
I thought we said we weren't doing that accent.
So,
He
earlier we
couldn't
said.
help himself.
Earlier he said we weren't talking like these.
So,
Okay.
What's the Asian Italian? Is
What
that
What if we get a token Asian and they say we're allowed?
uh,
It's like in Land of Ice and Snow, as long as Davius is laughing, no one's doing anything wrong.
no, don't say that. So
We're allowed.
So she says, how many bow?
4.
Just 4.
28.
What?
28.
28. Jesus.
28 sound better.
Actually, give me 36.
May's gonna punch this guy in the face.
How many dozen? Like it's 3 dozen.
That's
3 dozen
4
bow.
for each of us, plus the rest for Abala. She needs to eat 2.
Fine.
Is it healthy for?
A puma?
I mean, it might be carnivorous, so
It's definitely carnivorous with that.
It's omnivore. It's a goat puma. It's both a puma and a goat. so
I
we eat
imagine
both.
being a goat means that it eats anything. But she looks and she says, how many vegetable, how many meat?
True.
All
Yes.
meat.
all meat.
All meat.
Oh no!
Oh,
wait,
no,
wait.
4 vegetable.
But yeah,
Well, we don't
Airbender is-
No,
know
we
that
don't know
he's an
that. Yeah,
airbender.
all meat. All meat.
I mean, he's in there.
He can say.
Yeah. Bro,
I know.
I'll take
I asked for
Tashi's
vegetables.
shot.
Okay.
Okay. 4 vegetable. The
I'm
rest.
like, ugh, I don't eat meat. Get out of here.
It's bad for my bowels.
It gives you scoliosis. That's not how that works.
So, like, you guys say it, and like it's an old school McDonald's where you just see them coming down the chute. They pack them up and say, "Okay, goodbye." And she looks at May, confusing you for the person who's in charge, and says, "That'll be X amount of monies."
You know what? May pulls the money out of her purse, and do I have like anything that would, I don't know, something? She pulls out something fancy to go with it, and
The
she's
thing
like,
that you rolled a 14 to have.
maybe not that fancy. I have like other
I mean, yeah,
trinkets,
you
right?
brought jewelry and.
We'll cross the super fancy bridge if we come to it. I'd like to hold on to that for as long as possible for negotiation purposes. I don't know, like something that's obviously like heirloomy, but not too much.
Jade bracelet.
Yeah, yeah. We'll go with jade bracelet. I like that. She's like the bow and a boat ride.
Ma looks at you and says, "Mine got no boats." Dion and Gian, what you guys see is that the people are lining up, but everyone avoids the back door. Like, much more polite than you would assume.
I look at the back door. I look at Dion. I look at the back door and look at Dion. Want to see what's back that way.
She kind of Arnelli starts scooting, but still facing the same direction. Yeah, and then she kind of like scurries over the edge.
So you guys approach the back door. You see further down the alley there's a homeless man, but everybody in line, and it is now a long line because the rest of the party is taking a while figuring out what they're doing.
Got it. I walk over to the homeless man and go, anyone go in that back door often?
Man, is there a perception roll in this game? Actually, it's probably rely on skills and training. Because everything is rely on skills and training. Oh, actually, assessment. You're right. You're right, Tom. Go with assessment.
All right. I'm rolling?
Yeah.
For a question?
Well,
okay.
you actually already know what the question is. It's what should I be on the lookout for? The difference is I'm telling you that you should ask it.
Gotcha. Hold on, I have to get back over here.
Okay, cool.
It still didn't add my +1.
Where's the assessment on the sheet anyway?
It added your +1. You rolled a 2. It actually added a +1/+1.
What?
Oh, weird. So I bombed.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
you rolled a 3.
Okay.
See, okay. He looks at you and he says, yeah, all the time, deliveries and stuff.
What about people looking for boat rides?
Ma don't got no boats.
Do you know of anybody who does?
There's no war in Bossing, say.
There are no boats in Fire Nation.
He says, I mean, I don't got enough money for a boat, but I'd imagine you could buy a ticket at the harbor.
Interesting. I walk over to the door and I knock on it. In Gian's brain, it's like, homeless guy next to shady door, might be a lookout for the shady door. The guy's not being helpful, I'm knocking on the shady door.
I mean, that's a perfectly fair thing, because what you failed to realize in your role is that he is absolutely too clean to be homeless.
Right.
You didn't notice, but yeah, like Tom knows what's going on, even if Gian doesn't necessarily.
Yeah.
So you knock on the door, and after like a little while, the most stereotypical like, shink. What's the password?
Illegal boat rides.
Like 100% eyebrows go together, and he's like,
For money, we'll pay.
like he turns around, he goes, like he literally turns around, he's like, hey, did we change the password?
I mean, with the confidence that
Yeah,
he said it, I
mean-
double check too.
As long as you say it with confidence.
The guy inside's like, no?
Yes.
Trick. Make him roll
Please roll a trick.
What is a trick roll?
It's
I
under
don't
the
see that
basic
anywhere.
moves. So if you actually open up basic moves, you should be able to see all of your stuff.
And there's a drop-down tab for basic moves. It gives you all of the stuff you can roll.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Is it at the
So
top,
under
the bottom?
training, I just
It's right above creativity. It's a little left of the right.
I just opened it.
right
You can
arrow.
just click the D20 for it.
Submit. Could it be intimidation? Does that actually? I have a +1 for you there. That's fine.
Yeah, when you wanted me to roll intimidate earlier, could I just roll
Hey,
that?
you got a hit. So with trick and a hit, you can choose to either they overcommit, they can be deceived, they can they stumble, which means you get +1 whenever you're acting against them in the future, or they act foolishly, and I give you some sort of opportunity.
You can pick 2 of those things, so choose 2 of those
Did he
3
roll a 10?
actions.
No, he only rolled an 8. He only gets 1.
Oh, 10 plus.
Oh,
Sorry. You're right.
I would prefer he be deceived and let us
So
the fuck in.
he's like,
You're right.
I mean, that sounds legit. And he opens the door.
Illegal boat rides. You're passed.
It's followed by
Alright.
the 2 no's. You have to make sure that there are 2 no's after it.
I look over to Dion because I'm not part of this group, so I don't know where the fuck we're trying to go. Dion, where do we need the boat to go?
Off the island, off land.
What's your cheapest boat off the island?
So you walk in and the guard's like, nah man, I don't have any boats. He points to someone down the tunnel.
Oh,
Secret tunnel.
Oh, so this is going down behind the
Yeah,
bit,
you guys
underneath
are now in the
business?
basement underneath Ma's bows.
so we're in Mom's
So you're now
Bow.
in Ma's bows.
Oh.
It was foretold.
So you walk in and you go through a dingy, ugly cellar, and then
No, I don't. I'm at the front door. I go, I know better than to split the party. We should get the group.
Does this door look big enough for the jack-o'-lantern jaguar thing?
It's a puma
Chimera
goat.
animal keeps
It's a
changing.
puma goat.
It's not even an animal.
I'm excited! I found bowels!
This
It's a
looks about
pumpkin
big enough
goat.
to fit a jaguar pig through. We're good.
No, the puma goat, Abala will actually have to stay outside. But with you guys at the front door, I think this is a good time for a scene wipe. Star swipe. So Ma's talking to May's like, oh, and a boat. And Ma's like, I ain't got no boats.
Jin takes a
Okay.
step forward and is like, Honorable Ma, I think what my esteemed colleague is trying to say is that we would like some information from your associates.
Oh. You look like a cop.
We're not cops.
We're all cops. Like mouth. Of,
And then
we're all cops.
and he winks at her and he says, "Yeah, the dirty kind."
Please roll trick.
Good Lord.
Please roll trick. I like it. That was not bad. That was good.
Please do well.
While he's rolling, I'm gonna lean out the window and take the leftover bow, and I'm gonna put it outside.
You actually
for
look
Abala.
outside and Abala is no longer out in front.
What? What?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's where we tie off
I
our
mean,
animals.
you left it with 2 trustworthy people. So Joe, you're gonna get to pick. No, sorry, Skull, you're gonna get to pick 2 of the tricks.
Cool.
So
Nice.
they can overcommit, where she's just gonna believe that you're a dirty cop. Act foolishly is where you get an additional an opportunity, or stumble, you get +1 in future rolls against Ma.
Let's go pick stumble and overcommit.
She's like, all right, you're a dirty cop. Why do you need boats?
Some people have overplayed their hand in opposing our future Fire Lord, and they need off the capital.
All right, you'll have to talk to Phelan. Ma's retired.
Fair enough.
Where can I find Phelan?
Well, she says, she's like, well, what time is it?
I knew.
Let me pull out my sundial. Hold on.
She kind of looks outside and she goes, well, Phelan is probably watching Keela. Sorry, Phelan is probably with Keela watching her girlfriend perform.
At the opera?
No, in the square. She's a fire-bending dancer. I can see why I can see why Keela stays with her. Very flexible.
That'll do.
Dirty old woman, of course.
Nice.
I said you got the dirty cop and the dirty old woman, and they're dirty for different reasons.
So she says Phelan will either be downstairs or at the square with Keela.
So now we have. Let's jot that down. Someone.
Phelan is either at the
Downstairs.
square or where?
Now, finally, Ma looks at you and says, and while I appreciate the business, please, you're holding up the line.
Of course.
All right. Male tipper and pay for the bow,
that.
and we'll go.
As you guys walk out, Harkin, you see that Abala is in the alleyway.
Oh, okay, good. I'm gonna bring that. Like, not even worried that she's shifted spots or anything. I'm just gonna bring the plate of bows over to her.
It's a little, you know, those wicker steamer baskets. Yeah. You got like a stack.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take everything except 4 for each of us, including the veggies. Leave them off to the side and give them to Abala.
So Abala eats the bow and the wicker basket.
Perfect. What a baby.
Meantime, the homeless guy's watching you. He's like, okay.
Where are we right now?
You guys have gone inside. Harkin, the homeless guy runs at you and attempts to steal one of Abala's bow.
Fuck he does.
Can anyone else react to that?
He gets first dibs.
Abala's
rude.
So I'm not gonna do anything.
You're
but
not gonna do any. Oh, okay.
Abala's just gonna kind of like lean forward and like knock him on the ground with her head, not like angrily, just kind of like make him stumble and fall over.
Bonk.
Yeah,
so
bonk
Abala
him with her
essentially
head.
clotheslines the guy with her head.
Wham! Yes, exactly.
He's like, come on, it's not fair being on lookout duty. I don't get any bow.
I'm gonna take 2 of my bow and hand it to him and go, lookout duty.
He takes the bow and he like, you've seen those Twix commercials where they said stuff the whole bow in his mouth. Look at
Really
and at that point, star swipe over to Dion and Gian.
Well, so we literally just opened the door, and we're like, "Hey guys."
That's true. You do say we're not going to split the party, and so as I go to change the scene, you open the door and see.
And the scenes emerge. Hey guys, leave the lookout alone and come down here.
Perfect. I'm gonna hand my other 2 bow to the lookout and go, make sure nobody takes my my puma goat.
All right. So you guys go downstairs through the through like a dingy tunnel that opens up into what seems to be a fairly nice criminal hideout. There's smoke in the air. There's a pie show table off to one side, and sitting in a corner is a youngish man who says, "Boat smuggling, not usually my thing, but
what about people smuggling?
Or puma goat smuggling.
We're not asking you to smuggle a boat.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to smuggle a boat either. That sounds inconvenient.
He says, "Why are you trying to get out? How hot is this?"
Fiery.
It's the Fire Nation. What isn't hot?
You could toast a piece of bread with the heat that's on us.
You could.
You guys are playing with your cards so close
He
to your chest.
kind of looks at you and he's like, "Is that a lot of heat or not a lot of heat?"
That's pretty
Yes.
cool. Fire Nation, actually.
We'd like to get out before the night is over.
let's be clear. We have to get out before the night is over, or else there's no getting out.
Hakan slept with a nobleman's wife. We need to get out of here.
It's correct. I did, in fact, sleep with a nobleman's wife, and they're on the lookout for me.
We're
Okay.
still not sure how he managed it, but we're not going to worry about that part.
It's the beard. I stroke the fake beard.
So, I like that all 6 of you who spoke, everyone who spoke, gave a different reason why you have to get out of the city.
Did we?
I walk over to the guy and I'm like, if you don't get us out of here soon, I'm going to pee on you.
He's like, oh no, that stuff stinks so bad.
We've got infidelity and incontinence. We need to get out of here.
He said,
I don't know the meaning of the words.
Inconspicuously.
We have money, and I show off a little bit of like the nice fine regalia I've gotten. Just like, we just need to get out.
All borrowed from
Make
May.
like gives her
We
a
have
look
money.
like,
I
"Are you
pointed
kidding
May.
me?"
Who's gonna pay you? It's gonna be May.
I almost knocked my head.
Want to be mad, but I did this
I
to
almost knocked my
myself.
headset off.
That was good.
So
That was
he
good.
says, "Look, I can get you out,
But
you have to do something
And?
for me.
mhm.
This is how this works,
Such
right?
as?
Pay you money, right?
Wait. Question: is the
Yes.
fire sage with us? We're like, well, we already owe him, so let's just add it to the tab.
He's like, you don't owe me. You're taking me out of the city. That's what we agreed on."
Yeah, that's the owing. Anyway.
I walk over and I'm like, what part of peeing on did you not understand?
Like
What
the older
do you want?
the gang leader kind of like steps away from Tasha. He's like, "Why is your grandfather
I
threatening
mean,
me?"
valid. He does that to everyone. Don't worry about him.
yeah.
He's threatening you with a good time.
It's a mating ritual.
He's senile. Just
He's
let
not
him-
local, I assure you.
He's local, not local.
So he says, "Look, I need.
Money.
Sure.
We get it.
I mean, I do need money,
He needs to be paid.
All right, how much? Name a
but
number.
more importantly than
Or a
money,
price. Is more money? Where I come from, you provide a service. We pay for said service. We go on our way.
Can I ask you
Yeah.
a question, sir?
Where are you
What's
from?
better than money? Oh, they can pay me or I can ask complete strangers to handle a really important task for me. What is this video?
he says, "You know what? Given the level of competence that you showed so far, I think you're right. Money's the way to go here."
Well, just let's entertain the idea. What were you going to ask us?
Threaten a bunch of children to stop picking pockets in my territory.
No.
Can we do that before the end of the night?
We're only threatening the children, right?
Oh God.
Anyone can make a threat. How effective does it need to be?
No. He says that's fine. May. He says, "Can I call you May?"
Yes. Sure.
Getting passage on a boat is expensive. What do you have to offer me? Because I'm not just taking money. It needs to be valuables.
Limited edition.
What do I have to
firework
offer
trading
him?
Well-
cards.
Have you ever heard of a Puma goat?
You have the magic
Yeah,
14.
tell me
dice.
what that 14 was as far as valuable object.
Well,
All time says ask, gas, or
A
grass.
scroll.
That's the grass. Everyone's got to pay somehow.
We got this nice violet shroom urine.
God.
So we've got this crazy bong, right?
So, May, what's it going to be?
It's
I
a marble.
don't know. I was preoccupied thinking about not this.
It's a marble
Um,
violin. You can't play it.
Thinking about the
Made out
best
of
way to
marble.
threaten a bunch of children.
It's a rubber suit, so if I pee on him, he doesn't get urine on him.
We have this
But then we lose our
Familial-
language.
Hold on.
heirloom.
Keep your pee where it
Artifact.
belongs, or I
All
swear
right,
to
everybody,
God.
hold on. May needs to tell us what it is that she had in her house that is valuable. I'm waiting.
A limited edition vase from the Fire Nation Palace. Um,
I think I don't think limited edition. I think one of a kind.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
They released them in limited edition runs.
You know.
It's his new thing called a lava lamp.
This is a Generation
Oh, gee.
1 Fire Lord.
All right.
Action
It's
figure.
it's a family heirloom necklace that's like obviously
Okay.
ceremonial from the Lin family.
The
Because
turtle necklace?
I'm not coming back.
Deuces.
Okay,
Your
I like
Malin.
this. It is a ceremonial necklace that was gifted to your grandfather by Fire Lord Azulon for service.
It's pretty badass. Actually, Dion is wearing it right now. So May reaches up.
Actually,
Takes it
opposite
off.
way, since she's wearing it, he goes, "Actually, I want that," and he points at the necklace. He says,
I slap his hand and say, "Never point to the woman's chest."
May
No,
reaches
no,
up
hold on.
and reaches for the necklace.
No.
No?
Wait a second. I have to decide how he's going to take this.
We have to be honorable in our dealings. That was
Yeah.
rude.
Okay.
Like the
so
panda
we're gonna get it on. This is gonna be a fight.
Oh, this is roles that roles happen before fights.
Yeah. But this is where we're headed. Yeah. Like you slap his hand and he gets like vicious. Like he's very angry. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I informed him that his actions were rude, and now I will roll, and I will see if I can persuade him that his actions were rude.
Are you gonna try
He's
to intimidate?
also not from around here.
What are you gonna try?
What'd you say?
What are you gonna try and do? Intimidate. I will allow intimidate. I will allow.
Chastise.
There's a balance move that was call someone out. So you can do call someone out. You can do intimidate, but if you don't manage to calm him in some way, this is going to turn into a fight between yourselves and the gang.
That's fun. I don't know what is the for call someone out. What's the?
It's
skill?
actually a balance roll. So when you look at your character sheet,
Yeah, I'm at plus 0, 0.
Yep.
I think like everybody.
so what you gonna do?
I'll just intimidate him. I'll use passion.
Intimidation is passion.
Spanish guitar plays in the background.
Fingers crossed.
Medium.
Mixed success. Oh, you on a hit, they're gonna choose one of what they're gonna do. No, they
What are
choose.
my options?
Well, I choose rather. The options are run or escape to get back up, back down but keep watch, given with a few stipulations, attack you with but off balance. GM marks a condition. So he's going to attack you, but with the condition, and he's going to be attacking you, and he's going to take the condition angry.
Fair.
Which means he has to destroy something, right?
I mean, he doesn't have to destroy something. He has
Flash
to.
out.
He has to destroy something if he wants to remove the condition. All right, so now we're in combat. This first exchange, it's going to be just U6 and him, which is going to be a shit show for him, but whatever.
He's not super great.
But in the next exchange, the gang will have come in off the street to help him out.
Okay.
I have one question. Is this he's the only one in the room right now, and there's only one
There
door?
are 3 doors.
Damn. Okay.
All right. So the way
boy.
combat works is I choose my approach in secret, and then each of you 6 choose your approaches. Please write them in chat, but you guys can discuss amongst yourselves how you want to handle this. You can
We
discuss,
can
yes,
discuss.
go ahead.
So I want to put his head in a block of ice.
I was about to say.
What the fuck?
God damn!
I mean,
Fucking hell.
I was gonna make him eat.
We
dirt.
do still need to get off
Sure.
of here.
I like
you
that
guys
was-
know
I-
that, right? Like we still need to
so
leave.
guys, open up on your character sheets. the combat moves. There's defend and response, advance and attack, and evade and observe are the 3 approaches. Right? Under each of those, they have 3 basic moves. Now, when you roll to see what happens, you can use one of the techniques under that, or you can use one of your special techniques. Now, on your character sheet, it'll tell you which approach the technique is under. For example, who's the idealist again? So the idealist has a...
The strength of your heart.
The heart of the cards.
That one is... That one modifies another maneuver.
You've activated my trap
It doesn't
card.
look like you actually have a combat technique.
I have the strength of your heart,
fighting
and
techniques.
you
Here
can't
you
knock me down is mine too.
For the idealist, you have disorient.
Yep.
It's advance and attack. And if you hit them so many times that you mark a fatigue to shift their balance.
Where do you see
So
that
if
on
you
my
go
sheet?
combat moves reference, and then the last thing down there is fighting techniques, and it shows you the fighting techniques for all the playbooks.
Gotcha.
So I would say if we restrain this dude and cover his mouth, we won't have to fight the rest of his gang, and we should do that rather quickly.
True that.
Yeah, so freeze his head in a block of ice. We have a backup plan, and unfortunately, Gian has already botched this one. So
Preferably without hurting him.
So
He will be hurt.
To restrain him, it would be advance and attack, and it's to give him strike, which gives him conditions. You could also use.
Are we allowed? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You could also use defend and maneuver to let you put statuses on him.
I can tell that anything that y'all do, I'm going to be against, just because being so far from home in a Fire Nation country makes Dion very, very uncomfy. And she sees this as her one chance before the city shuts down today. So she is going to defend the dude.
Part of my code is actually to never strike the first blow, so I'll just be standing there watching.
Joe, that means that what you're going to want to do is your
Defend
evade
and
and observe
response.
is also an ability.
Oh, okay.
I actually. So is Gian throwing the first punch, or did the other guy throw the first
Gian
punch?
hit his hand, which would, in most normal people, not be considered like an actual act of aggression. But Phelan...
But is perceived as an act of aggression because, we're in his house asking for a favor, and he was
also
like,
has
bro,
issues,
what the hell?
Like, specifically, this character says that he's got issues with someone who questions his authority.
I mean, being
no.
a mob boss, I guess.
Gian, if Gian and I both use and succeed at the overwhelmed condition, we could take him very far down the afraid track and get him to back down.
You guys could, like I said, you guys can strike to give him statuses, which statuses are things like restrained, stunned, impaired, trapped.
So I was going to use earth sinking and just sink his ass into the ground.
What you're going to want to do with that is, for those of you watching, thank you so much for your patience. This is all our very first combat, and it came kind of suddenly. You're going to want to do defend and maneuver.
I'm looking at the. It says that earth sinking is advance and attack. Sink a foe into the earth. Mark -2 fatigue to trap an enemy standing on the ground in earth.
Okay, cool.
They become trapped.
Okay, so you're choosing advance and attack as your approach. Got it.
Well,
okay.
We're discussing. That's what my idea is. Skull had a different idea. Not sure which is better.
Okay.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
All right. So what are you wanting to do?
I'm going to defend and respond using my icon special ability, Wall of Perfection. So I'm assuming that people are going to be coming in off of the street, so I'm going to bend water out of my pouch and create like a thin ice wall around all of my nearby allies to try to block the next attack against them, so that we have time to try to get this guy restrained.
So
Okay.
this is obviously out of character conversation, but something that your guys in character would probably know. These guys are thugs and criminals, but they're still very much Fire Nation citizens. If you guys start pulling off bender moves from other countries, there's no
Oh,
telling
right.
whether these guys are still fervent nationalists that will 100% go to the police and be like, yeah, there were some motherfucking Water Nation and Earth Nation spies in here
That's a very good point.
throwing up all this nonsense.
So
And
what
these are
what
like
Skull
minor
is reminding
thugs.
all of you is that hiding the fact that you are foreign vendors might be a good idea.
I will still use the Wall of Perfection. It just won't be an ice wall. I will just block the next incoming attack to
Okay,
my
so you
nearby
pull out
allies.
your. I'm assuming you don't have your Water Nation attack club anymore, so you just pull out like a club, a cudgel.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pick up. I'm gonna like pick up a chair from nearby in the room and like kind of like jab
So
people
you
with
don't
it, keep
actually
them
need to
away
pick
from my allies.
your technique yet. What you're picking right now is your approach, and what you're saying is that your approach is going to be defend and respond.
Okay.
So, all right. So let me write this down. We got. Actually, I'm actually gonna write it down in the stream chat for people. All right. So Harkin is doing defend and respond. Tashi is doing evade and observe.
And watch it feel specifically.
Dion, you said you're doing defend and respond, but you're defending Phelan. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Gian, what are you wanting to do?
Oh yeah, I'm
So
thinking
it's attacking. What is it? Advanced attack.
It's advanced attack.
If the hammer special move overwhelm, advance and attack also says that we can earn fatigue to push him down on conditions, including foolish and afraid
So
or
you're doing advanced
insecure.
attack also? May, you're the only person I'm missing.
That's what I'm saying. Like we could try to do that and keep the fact that
You
you're
guys can double down
independent.
on it. Yeah.
I don't know if I. Where are you seeing overwhelm for?
It's on combat move references. The hammer overwhelm.
It's the special skill that you have for being the hammer underneath fighting techniques.
Oh yeah.
You see it?
That's also throwing up. So I was thinking, I saw that, but I was thinking if I throw a punch with all my weight behind it, I kind of am knocking the shit out of this dude first. Whereas if I just restrain him, I feel like I'm less of a jerk. But we could just fucking knock the shit out of him. I'm hoping to restrain him and then still talk to him and get our boat ride, which may not be possible at this point in time, but nevertheless.
Shit may have gone south.
He also hasn't swung it, right? So I'm only responding to him swinging at me.
I would like to. I don't know if this act would go through before everyone else, but Wall of Fiery Breath would be a defend and maneuver. And it's breathe a gout of flame that keeps foes back as you maneuver away from them. Mark one condition and move to a new position. Foes must keep their distance and become disengaged or push through the flame and suffer 4 fatigue.
So that is defend and maneuver, and defend and maneuver does go first. So.
And that would that only apply to what's his face?
So what I'm gonna do is
Phelan?
I'm gonna put you down for defend and maneuver, and we're gonna see where you're at right there.
Okay.
So I'm not going to hit this dude until he actually stands up and tries to swing at me.
Okay.
Right? Like that's like I'm not going to hit this dude because I think he's going to hit me. Like he has to swing. If he punches me in the face,
yeah. I want to get in between everyone and be like, let's not. Let's just not do that. Let's not have that conversation.
So like for this, I think he'll have the first go because none of us are going to act until he swings at me.
So the way this is gonna go is, he actually chose advance and attack.
So he looks like he's
You got-
going
so
to jump in and
essentially,
be
in this
like,
game, there's not really an initiative type thing. It's everybody's kind of acting at once. You guys can tell he is acting aggressively. Harkin, Dion, and May, you guys are going first because you are PCs who chose defend and maneuver.
Well, if he hasn't swung me yet, then I'm not going to. I will not take the first step. I'm willing to let him hit me in
Okay,
the face
sounds
and
fair.
see where this goes. Like I don't like if he hits me, I'm like, okay, are we even now? Like, did you get that out of your system, little
All
boy?
right.
Like that's
Well,
fine.
when
I
we
get
get
you don't
to
like being
advance and attack,
scolded.
we'll get to you. That essentially
Okay.
you this first step is you're choosing your stance. You're choosing an advance and attack stance. When it comes time to resolve your move, you'll be able to pick one of those. Got it?
Got it.
All right.
but now he's gonna have to go through the fire first if he even wants to
So,
punch you in the face. So we're gonna see
Harkin,
how he responds to that, I
Dion,
guess.
and May, which of you want to go first? As PCs, you guys get to resolve your defend and whatnot first.
I'll let May go first.
Alright.
See how that
So
goes.
May, I don't know where this move is. So
Hold on, I'll
'cause you're
screenshot it
looking in
for
the main
you.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's underneath the special firebender
Ah.
techniques.
Those all start at like 280, bro.
Yeah,
So,
I have the main book open
Yeah.
also, but I
fire
just
is
Well,
fire
I'm
is
just
285.
gonna.
where are you sending it in Discord?
Yeah. That is.
I'm actually getting a
Go-
call that I have to
Go
take.
for it.
Or
It
give me
should
a
take me a
second.
while to get to you anyway.
Okay, it's
Why don't
there
you just
in
do
the
like a
one
5 minute
off.
pee break then, or something, before we kick this combat off?
Oh yeah, we could do that. I do in fact have to pee.
Actually, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go ahead and take. We're 2 hours in, which is normally where we do our intermission.
I'm back.
And before
you're in
intermission,
for a pee break.
I would just like to say, always we're trying to get sponsored by Lunchables, which is delicious lunchtime snack that literally anybody of any age can enjoy.
Wyatt,
That's true.
fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a 10-minute intermission right before combat starts, so that we are not trying to do that. Everybody, go ahead and use your bio breaks, and we'll be back in 10.
Cool.
We are. Jesus. Skype killed me. Joe, your camera's off.
Joey, he was hiding his camera.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the continuing adventures of the second to last Airbender, and and his party.
Shh, no one knows.
And his party.
We're still missing
I
Wyatt.
see that. Well, I think we're also still missing Riss.
Right.
Not
Well,
anymore.
welcome back. So we're
You still hear me?
no, we cannot see you. Your camera's off.
There we go.
And now your camera is
How about now?
really tiny.
Really
So as we're discussing all
tiny.
this, we're learning that everybody has one special technique that they know.
Hello.
But we're gonna go ahead and start off with some rolling stuff here. May, we're letting you go first, so May, go ahead and roll your.
Hold on, I have to change my. So I am going to, because I cannot do anything that I wanted to do, I'm just going to block.
So defend and maneuver.
Yeah. It's like I'm going to let him hit me. And I would suggest that no one starts throwing fire around until he has either hit me or not hit me. Because if I just catch his punch and say, hey, are we okay now? Or just let him punch me in the face, we might be okay. I'm okay
So I'm
with
gonna
being
let you
punched in
go
the face.
first.
I was alright.
Go ahead and roll 2d6 to see which one of the maneuvers you can do.
Okay. So I'm just going to click the block thingy.
No, it should be on your character sheet. It'll be.
Comment moves reference, defend and response, and block is something to choose.
I don't know why they would set it up
No?
that way because you're supposed to roll before you pick your technique. But yeah, go ahead and click that roll and see what it comes out as, and we'll decide from there.
Cool. I missed anyway.
When you fail, can you not do anything?
It's my first day.
He's had a long night. He's had a
but,
long night.
When you fail, you do not get to pick any techniques.
For reference, if anyone wanted to double check on what I was saying, it is on page 122 where it talks about combat techniques, and it says each hero in the Avatar role-playing game is trained warrior and has extra advanced techniques. For one sessions, you get one master techniques, and for full-blown campaigns, you would start with a learned technique and a master technique.
All right, so Tom, you essentially you're you're in a defensive stance, but you're not able to do anything beyond that. Megan,
Sure.
we're going to go ahead with you next. Go ahead and roll your 2d6. Since you're doing
Okay.
defend and advance, you're rolling with it's focus.
Okay. Hold on.
Actually, it works. So it says choose one advance and attack technique. For the rest of its exchange, mark 1 minus fatigue to block an enemy within reach who uses that technique. So it's kind of like, I failed anyway, but it's kind of like I choose an advance and attack technique, and it's kind of like rock, paper,
Which
scissors,
one is
it
it
seems
now?
like.
Where'd you see that?
Block says choose one advance and attack technique. For the rest of this exchange, mark 1 minus fatigue to block an enemy with reach who uses that technique unless they mark an additional fatigue. I don't know. The system's weird. Regardless, I failed, but it works differently than I thought it did.
All right, go ahead, Megan.
Okay.
Focus, dale.
Oh, hold on. Input value.
Mixed success. So you're going to be able to pick
There
one
we go.
technique to do. It has to be a basic technique.
Okay.
The basic techniques for defend and maneuver are ready, retaliate, or seize a position. Or block, which is on the character sheet, but not in the book.
Okay. Retaliate. So does Lao Fan punch him?
He has not gotten the opportunity to yet. So if you choose retaliate,
Okay,
you steel yourself for their blows.
I'm going to block. Actually, oh no, I can't do my. Can I do my special guardian thing?
It is also it's a defense, right?
It's a defend and respond.
So that is a thing.
Sorry, go on.
Because it is a basic technique.
Okay, so step into the way of the blows intended for allies when an ally within reach suffers a blow in this exchange. Oh, sorry. When any ally within reach suffers a blow this exchange, you can suffer it for them. If you also retaliate this exchange, deal an extra 1 fatigue each time.
But you didn't get the chance to do 2 maneuvers, so you only have...
I'm only getting in the way.
All right, next up, Harkin, you also chose defend a maneuver. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, yeah, you did, but... Dion,
I did.
Go ahead, roll your 2D. Roll your focus.
Is it
Just focus.
just focus?
And then you'll be able to pick based on what you get. 7 to 9 gives you 1 technique. 10 gives you 2 techniques or a special technique.
I'm just making sure when it says input value, do I put the 2
It
in that
automatically
I have,
does
or
the
just
2.
0? Okay.
Which I think is what we've been having the issue where people have been... Yeah, that's why we've been getting doubles. So that's a 9, so you're going to get to pick 1 technique. And so block, retaliate, seize position, or block, retaliate, ready, or seize position.
And I was gonna block. I was basically gonna, like, if possible, move up so that I'm in between the rest of the group and him, and put my hands out defensively before the rest of the group and saying, "Stop!"
What I'm going to suggest to you is that you do ready, and you pick up the condition for yourself prepared. So when you go to the next round to defend, you get +2, or you can avoid marking a condition in the coming exchange.
Okay. So would I, with that said, would I have rolled this turn or not? Okay. Cool. Then yeah, I'll do ready.
Harkin, you're up.
Alrighty. I am going to do what I did before, which is wall of protection. So if anybody comes in and tries to fuck with my allies, I'm gonna protect them.
Okay, you need to roll first to see if you get anything.
Oh, right. Let me go to my character sheet. Hold on. Defend and respond. Do they...
Just focus roll.
Asks me all of these things.
So you can do the wall of perfection. That's fine, because that is a basic technique.
Awesome.
You don't mark anything currently, but if you start to block, then you will take. You'll have to do that. All right. Next up, Jin, advance and attack. Make your roll. See what you get to do.
My goodness. So that's a full success and a 12.
So you're going to be able to choose either 2 basic techniques or...
No, I'm going to use the special hammer,
which is
overwhelm.
A basic technique. So that's 1. So you get to do 2.
Yeah. Can I do it twice? There would be no benefit to it. In
I was going to say, I literally don't see any reason why not.
Yeah, it's just like the way that this works. There's no benefit to it. 2 basic techniques. Where are the basic techniques?
Oh wow! Mark up to 3 fatigue.
Yeah.
To give him 3 conditions? That's fucking terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. And God, these are weapon techniques in the book.
Which one did you choose to learn, by the way, for your special technique that you already know?
Obviously pinpoint trust. But I'm assuming that's an advanced technique, not a... Yeah. Where are the basic techniques?
The basic techniques for advance and attack are
Strike, seize a position, or smash.
which sees a position got changed for. Oh no, never mind.
What does strike do? Just gives them
Forcing them
fatigue,
to
I'm
mark
assuming?
2 fatigue.
Yeah, one.
Forcing them to mark 2 fatigue,
Oh, the
a
card sheet.
condition, or shift their balance.
I'm going to then choose strike and then
Okay.
overwhelm. And I'll shift their balance, and then I'll mark 2 fatigue on myself to make them afraid and insecure.
Okay.
They already
As
have
I
one condition there, right?
No, they're already
insecure,
angry,
whatever
so
the hell.
they've only got 2 left.
angry.
Right.
As I slam them with the butt of my spear, and I tell them to reconsider
So
their
personally,
actions.
I would have gone with foolish and guilty, but I see where you're at.
Yeah, insecure, and they don't think that they can get the fuck out of the situation in one piece.
So at the end
If
of this
they-
exchange in Avatar, at the end of every exchange, you guys have the chance to talk a second and see if the exchange continues or not.
So do I roll
You're
ahead
gonna
some more?
roll after. Do I have another attack in exchange? Do I have another attack in advance? He's gonna go, and then you're gonna go, Joe. Because evade and
Wow.
observe,
All right.
because you're being very passive, is the last one to go.
Gotcha.
All right. So he's hold on. You struck him, so he's gonna shift balance, but he's not gaining any fatigue, so that's nice.
Rook, just a heads up. Some of the rules on the character sheet are different than what
Yeah,
you've been reading.
because the quick start
So
rules, because it looks like the character sheet.
Were
Yeah, it
published
looks like
earlier,
the character sheet
yeah.
has the current ones, whereas the quick start rules that I've been reading are the old ones. I'm sorry for the confusion.
Okay.
When we go to play next time, if there is a next time, I will be caught up on the new rules. All right, so he's going to choose 2 techniques because that's just how NPCs work. And okay, so because of that, okay. So he's going to choose 2 techniques on advance and attack. He's going to choose chi blocking. And he's going to choose strike. So he's going to take a fatigue. And he's going to mark on Tom.
Chi blocking was
Yeah.
already invented? Oh, yeah, it was. That's right. I don't know why he
I
would
don't know why he
but
knows it
that's
either,
fine.
but he does. Tom, you are going to gain angry as a condition.
Accurate.
Megan, do you want to stop his strike or his chi blocking?
Ooh.
Probably his chi block.
His chi blocking, I guess.
So he's going to take a fatigue, but he is chi blocking you, which means you're getting a condition. So you're going to get. Let's give you also angry.
You just
no,
gave
no,
me
no.
angry.
I'm saying
You know it
chi-
doesn't take me. Oh, I'm taking
Yeah.
it for you.
Oh,
So
wow.
you're also going to become angry, and your left arm is now hanging limp, which means in future exchanges you will gain 1 fewer techniques. Which
Okay.
means you now need to roll at least a 10 to be able to do anything.
Can I block his other
Oh.
attack?
You can block the chi blocking so it doesn't hit you yet, so it doesn't hit anybody. Yeah, you have Wall of Perfection up.
Yeah.
Oh, you can just straight up block
Yep.
it?
I mark 1 fatigue to block a single attack towards the wall or keep an enemy at bay who tries to penetrate the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I will just
That's-
block that and I will
Okay.
take a fatigue.
So he goes to like
Thank you.
fucking pinpoint you, and he just blocks it.
I jab him with my chair and go,
Eso
no!
no se hace. All right, and then finally, Tashi, go ahead and roll your no,
Focus.
yours is not focus because you're doing evade and observe. It's based on creativity or harmony.
Oh, go to Harmony then.
Miss, so you're not going to be able to do anything.
All right.
So you guys block, everything goes off, and essentially you guys have now backed up. And as this is happening, several more gang members are entering the room.
That
Well, I said at
quickly.
the beginning of the next exchange they will be entering. So what is it that you guys want to do with this next set of exchanges? Do you guys want to try and talk to him before fights go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold the chair.
We do still want to get out of here.
I'm gonna hold the chair up and be like, "We're sorry for the inconvenience. We'll pay double."
Can everyone stop talking about money?
Yeah.
We'll pay you and we'll stop the kids.
Hold
from
on, I missed that. I knocked,
we'll
I knocked my headset off. Say again.
We'll pay you and we'll also stop the kids from pickpocketing.
It was truly a misinterpretation.
So, who wants to make the plead roll to try and wind down the situation?
What does plead rely on?
Harmony.
I've got plus
I'm
1
bad
to
at
that.
Guan?
Who's got the best harmony?
I've got plus 1.
Tashi, what do you have?
I also have one.
Sorry, let me look at the plead
you
roll.
unharmonious bitches.
Did Yuan do nothing during that fight?
Yuan? No, Yuan's not here to fight people. I mean, he can.
I vote we leave him on the beach when we cast off.
So Niwan has a maneuver, and it's take cover.
Jeez.
You've heard of drip check, but have you heard of dip check?
Jeez.
So who's making that harmony roll, guys?
I will make the
Dale.
harmony roll.
It's plead, right? Just click plead. All right, on a 7 to 9. All right. So he's almost convinced. So I would say he says, "Fine, the necklace, the money, and the kids. There's no need for us to fight any extra."
I look at everybody else.
Is
that good?
Well, so it's interesting because he's obviously afraid and insecure, right? But that doesn't affect it doesn't gain us any pluses or anything.
Actually, you know what? I would
At
say
all.
it gives Wyatt a +2 for his plead because he is insecure. Which would give Wyatt the 11, which means that he says, "Fine, the necklace and the kids, and we're done."
I was about to say money wasn't something we talked about. You wanted the necklace, but I digress. And everyone keeps their hands to themselves. May will reach up for the necklace again. I need that. I'm sorry.
I was already headed off, and I'll hand it to her.
Nice as it looks on
so
you.
he has the necklace. He says, "All right, so the kids are a group of pickpockets called the Firefinches. They hang out in the, what was the name of the park? Hold on. I have it written down. Or they have it written down, rather.
So Deanne was standing in between us and him, right?
Yeah.
I kind of inched closer to her and I just whispered to her, just so you know, you are standing in what is known as the splash zone.
Yeah.
So you might want to back away next time.
The splash zone.
Yeah, because I keep saying I want to pee on him.
I
Right?
love
I
it.
swear to God, if you pee on anybody, I'm gonna redirect the stream right up into your chest.
Tashi is extremely he's an extreme pacifist, but he will pee on you.
He says that
Paul?
It's the most passive aggressive thing I could do.
Zoryu Park
Right?
That's just
is where the Finches hang out.
What's it called, sorry?
Park. And it is actually it is all the way to the western side of the city from where you guys currently are.
Really?
I was about to say, we don't have much time.
We have the rest of the day. It's only morning.
He says, "It'll take me some time to secure a boat for you regardless."
True.
All right.
It's us and does he know that it's us and the
And
the
elephant turtle?
weregoat thing,
Yeah,
whatever
the puma
it is?
goat,
The
Abala.
weregoat?
We need
Yeah.
to secure. We need to
I don't know.
secure a passage for 7 people and a puma goat, please.
Jackalope.
And
He
a were
says that's
jackalope.
I should have given something with
Bear
flying.
jackalope.
I should have picked a flying creature, then it could have just flown anywhere.
I would see. Then I would have had
A
to hit your
baccalope.
flying creature with like a net or something.
Wouldn't that be sad?
You can take these broken wings and take your mount
So-
again. Tell them to fuck off.
So as you guys, so he says, they're in Zuryu Park. It's a group of kid pickpockets. We want to move into that park with our own people.
Put your own pickpockets. God.
Why don't
This
you
is,
just recruit the kid pickpockets? They're clearly good at their job.
He says, I will
Right.
absolutely accept that as a reasonable solution to this problem.
All right.
I think that's workable.
You're just looking
Want to
down.
work for a
and just-
drug lord?
Have you noticed there's
It's fine.
tiny skulls on our uniforms?
Oh,
We're
only
the
the
baddies.
baddies.
Fucking intimidating children to work for a drug lord.
So are you guys going directly there, or are you guys going to try and like pick a delicate way through the city to get there?
We're still wanted. We should keep a low profile.
Yes.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyone who
I
has
asked them, they would make our job easier and much faster if you provide us with different clothes. Do you have anything that you can provide us?
He says,
Like close
absolutely, I can
Or-
get clothes for all of you, and I will also take the puma goat and put it on the ship already.
Oh no, we're gonna take the puma goat across.
We are not taking the puma
We-
goat
We are
with us.
not.
Absolutely taking the puma goat with us because the puma goat.
We are incredibly conspicuous.
The puma goat is a common animal in the Fire Nation. We'll be fine.
Also, remember he's wearing his little drape.
We'll get
you
there
know?
faster on the puma goat.
He's wearing his
Guys-
grip.
Not to mention we can take naps on the puma goat while we ride
It
it.
does clear fatigue for those of you who got some fatigue in that last.
Yes, anyone who rides the puma goat to a destination gets 1 less fatigue.
May makes a face at Jin.
Jin is eyeing a ride on the puma goat.
Normally,
Like-
Jin and May are like, yeah, we're here, but Jin's like, I'm feeling kind of nappy.
Yeah.
Kind of nappy.
All right, so you guys change into less conspicuous clothes. They also take the drape off of the puma goat and give the puma goat what looks like cargo stuff so that he looks less conspicuous too.
Cool.
All right.
Better.
That's better.
I can work with that.
Who is riding the puma goat? The puma goat can hold 2 people.
I
with the
have to
cargo.
ride the puma.
How many people have fatigue?
I have
I think
fatigue.
I am.
I have 1 fatigue. I have 2 fatigue, so I would like to go down to 1.
I'll put Jen on the puma goat, and who else had fatigue?
Jin.
Just Jen?
Just Jin and
I
Jin.
thought
Jin and Jian.
I had one, but I can deal with it.
No. Go ahead,
really?
ride.
There's 2 people on it, so we should put
Yeah,
2 people on it.
I also have one, but take it because I don't plan on using a lot of fatigue. So
All right, so Dion and Jin are riding the puma goat.
you can reduce 1
You can reduce
fatigue.
1 fatigue. That I'm telling you, that fucking maneuver is so cool.
It's badass.
If we weren't eluding the Fire Nation on the back of a
I mean, I
puma
imagine
goat.
that right now you guys are going through the same shit that the gang went through during the chase. Like, yeah, Appa is actively being the thing that they're tracing, but on the other side, how else are you gonna get anywhere aside from the back of your mount?
Yep.
So you guys, I'm actually going to advance time.
I'm looking for a bucket of water to throw my head in to just sort of calm down and get rid of my angry condition. I figure being a gruff gentleman, a bucket of water is a good way to go about getting rid of my
You know
angry
what? I'll totally
condition.
allow that. Yeah.
So at some points, I just stop walking, throw my head in someone's bucket of water, shake my head, and keep walking.
Hey, grab that bucket, bring it with us.
Here.
You don't go stealing shit in the city where we're already wanted. It's like
Stealing a bucket of water?
We pay for the bucket of water.
That sounds like it would be heavy anyway.
So, I'm gonna actually advance time. We're now moving from morning into afternoon. The morning ends with the sky high in the sky, beating down on.
Actually, it's good.
The sun.
I want to talk to the party before we actually talk to the kids, but that's fine. Go for it. Go. I'll do it after.
Beating down on joyful celebrations in full swing. Giant dragons made of wood and fabric held aloft by skilled dancers snaked their way through the crowded streets, shooting gouts of fire into the sky to the onlookers' delight. Word of the missing scroll has spread from Bai to all the soldiers in the city. They are now looking for Nuan and the PCs as well. You guys now have to be more careful, because if not, you will be spotted by the city guards. Everyone roll me 2d6.
Just plain no pluses. Alright, so I'm just gonna roll harmony because I have 0 to that one, so.
I did not do a good job.
Neither did I.
Alright, so Jinro, Jian, and Diancho. Well, actually, as a party, you guys are walking through like a plaza, and you see flyers.
Wolf Brigade? Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Sorry.
I like it. You guys see flyers that have your faces on it.
My face with a beard.
What did you roll?
Roll a 6.
So you see that it actually has the beard attached to your drawing, as if that's actually what you look like.
Damn it.
Jianxi, Jinro, and Diancho, your likenesses are actually not too terrible. Tashi, it actually shows you as a like thoroughly built old man.
Fuck.
You're like Master Roshi.
Yeah, Master Roshi.
And Maylin, it shows
like
you
fucking
as a middle-aged man.
All right, well, I guess I rolled really well.
Damn it. I'm going to take the beard off.
All-time, I just saw your question. The song was Leaves from the Vine, which is the song from the episode with Iroh's son.
Makes me cry every time I hear it. Thanks for that.
Rather than taking off the beard, you make it like a big ass handlebar mustache.
Yeah. Giant mustache.
Like fucking
So I would
Dr.
like
Robotnik
to.
now.
Oh my god, have you guys seen the trailer for the new Sonic movie?
The new one? Yes. It's
That's just
majestic.
ridiculous, and I think I love every bit of it. I was actually shocked at how much I loved the first movie, because I really expected that thing to be just awful. And it was awful.
Oh, I won't say we shot it.
But I loved it, and I'm totally down with how awful it was. Anyway, what precautions are you guys taking now as you walk through the streets?
So mine looks like me, you said?
Yeah, it looks pretty decently like you.
I just lower the helmet on my Fire Nation armor so my face doesn't show.
I was about to say, are there any kabuki masks or anything for the celebration?
There's bukkake masks.
No, they're not.
Whoa.
Good lord.
There are masks. Lots of people wearing different kinds of masks. It is a thing.
Sleight of hand.
If anyone shows up,
Removing
I'll show them the spinning marble trick. I'll be like, look at this.
Would removing my beard and hat be considered non-foolish?
Yes, we considered you doing a wise thing to not continue to be noticed.
So could I take my foolish
Yes,
condition?
I like
Smart.
it. That's actually perfect. Well done.
Okay.
May, are you doing anything to remove your angry condition?
Oh, I forgot I was mad.
Smash.
How can you forget?
I thought that attack didn't land.
Oh yeah, I don't get that because it
Yeah,
came with the cheat
Wyatt
thing.
blocked it.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm fine.
Otherwise, I would have also suggested dipping their head in a bucket or doing something similar.
I think that might have worked.
Okay, so
Very smart.
Jin
Therapeutic
is putting on his
water
helmet to hide what he looks like.
I'm also,
Helmet.
I'll do the same because I
May,
also
are you doing
have a
anything?
helmet.
No, everyone thinks I'm a middle-aged man.
Harkin's removing his beard and hat. Dion is putting on a mask. Tashi, what are you doing?
I mean, they think I look super brolic and I'm an old man, right? So I'm not. I'm the old man, but there's plenty of old people out here. It's like I'm a freaking weightlifter.
He's like, I'm baller as fuck. I want to be recognized.
Let's see, I'm an air nomad.
Not.
They're not super
it's
like
hard
brolic.
to be brolic and a vegetarian. Not impossible, Colin, but difficult.
Yeah.
So Jin, as you guys are walking through, a guard walks up to you. And he hands you a stack of papers. And he says, "We're looking for these people. Make sure to spread the word."
I salute crisply.
So give me a trick with a +2.
Flameo, Hotman.
Flameo, Hotman.
Trick is creativity. Okay, so it's that and then +2 ongoing.
Man, you really needed that +2.
Yeah. Well, I would have been a 7.
That's true. So he is deceived and he continues to walk away. But you guys are now noticing that the net is
tightening.
So at this point, Gian will say, "So these kids, we just have to stop them from pickpocketing for a single day, because after that, we're not going to be here anymore."
Yes.
Let's get them some
wise
candy,
and shrewd.
give them a ride on the Puma goat, and get the hell out of here.
I mean,
That's cunning yet brutal.
At this point in time, he probably won't even know if they stop because word won't get back to him by the time we're on the boat. We just have to stop them for a few hours.
I mean,
that cunningly brutal or brutally cunning?
So you guys get to the park.
Like Gork.
The park itself is full of people.
Possibly more.
Like picnicking and partying and generally being happy folk. In the center of the park, you see that there is a big, like, carnival-style stage, and people are cheering loudly.
I'd like to look for any brooding teenager who looks like they're just not about this awesome festival because they're too cool for school.
Okay.
I'm gonna be looking at that stage because I'm a staunch lesbian.
So that's the dancer stage. That's a different stage. You're missing out.
Oh, dang it!
Mind you, if you're a staunch lesbian with the hots for people who are trying to eat hot peppers.
The hots, get it?
That's your husband. I've got nothing to do with that.
I know.
Make sure they washed their hands after eating those hot peppers, though.
So what you see is
wow.
Did you just LOL yourself?
Good lord.
So those of you who are looking at the competition, you see that the people are eating essentially dried pepper flakes by spoonfuls.
Right, because like the different nations, peoples actually have like different than human constitutions. No, that's a thing.
No,
like,
yeah, you're not wrong.
I would like to eat
Soko
some pepper flakes.
The flakes.
Wait, what'd you say, May?
I want to eat some pepper flakes.
This might be my last chance to eat some pepper flakes for a while.
You guys are like looking for pickpockets, and all of a sudden you see that May is up on stage.
Works.
John says, "I was going to warn everyone to make sure they don't get pickpocketed, but the wealthiest one has put themselves in a very vulnerable position."
Great. I mean, what better way to find pickpockets than to get pickpocketed? I am on the lookout. Don't worry.
I'm going to have everybody roll an assess roll, and you guys get to ask, questions if you're successful, and that'll be, find pickpockets or whatever. So, is it?
Just so you're aware, we're currently in a pickpocketing area, and I have the scroll on me. I am holding it in, like doing the, how the monks have their hands in their sleeves. I am physically holding it, making sure it is going nowhere.
We probably gave it to the smartest person we could.
I would not steal your scroll like that. That would be fucking terrible. But on your character sheet, guys, please do roll your assess the situation. It does have the questions on there.
And just making sure, would this be with the creativity default or with what?
No, assess the situation was focus default?
No, it is creativity default according to the character sheet.
Yes, so it is creativity. Carry on. Okay, so
Unless
say again.
unless the rules that I'm looking at are different than the rules you're looking at again.
Oh damn! How do we
Okay,
all roll fives?
Can
Well, no.
So real
Skull rolled
quick,
12.
Harkin does not notice anything. He is shocked and appalled at the display on stage as people are eating. Jinro rolled a 12, so you get to ask 2 questions. Go.
Where are the pickpockets?
Yeah.
That is not.
Who they be? Who they be and where they at?
Well, obviously, who's in the greatest danger of being
Perfect, okay.
pickpocketed is the first one. So
I
I,
like
can
it.
spot
So
who's
you
gonna
see
get targeted.
several
New phone, who
fat
dis?
wallets in the crowd, and you got your eye on them.
And what should I be on the lookout for?
So you know that you're looking for a poor child of some nature getting close to people. So
I'm assuming he gave us an age range for the
Nobody's
children, so I'm not looking
nobody
for
is
teenagers.
nobody's older than 15 or younger than 8.
Okay.
I will get to the next thing. Jianxi, you are like... This is not how Earth Festival people party, and so you're kind of distracted. Tashi, you are focused so hard on making sure that no one comes near that scroll that you do not assess anything else. Diancho,
That's fair.
you're strongly considering that maybe you are attracted to women who eat hot peppers, as May walks up there so confidently to eat some hot peppers.
So proud,
Damn
so
Fire Nation
cocksure
women.
with their
Maylin,
head full of eyeballs.
They're lesbian dove seagulls.
I like this.
This
Do
is
I like
character
Maylin,
development.
you are not allowed to assess the situation. You instead are going to
Aw.
rely on your skills and training, or
Oh, I thought that I'd get like an advantage to like look around
or
since
you
I'm
can
on
push
stage.
your luck. Your choice.
She's
Which
got the
one do
high
you want?
ground.
I'll rely on my skills. Uh,
It's passion
Hold
for
on.
luck. Don't you have passion?
what's my other
Reliance skill
option?
training is focus.
I'll focus. It's fine. Rely on skills and training. Go ahead with that.
All right, let's see.
I think I'm fine.
You're just like wham, 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 like shoveling fire flakes down your gullet. Everyone else on stage is like horrified at what you have done.
It's the infamous dragon duck.
Deanna's just looking at her like, oh my god, that's
Dragon
the one.
duck.
Okay, so I said Jin and no, Jin was the only one that saw anything. So Jin, what you see is a kid laughing at the other people getting sick and picking pockets.
I'm gonna approach them.
And kill them. No.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
of course. Impale impale the leader to assert dominance.
It's one
Of course
kid,
not.
and he sees you walking up to him. Actually, no. Rely on skills and training to see if he notices you or not. It's not fair for me to just be like, yeah, he sees your ass. Also, are you informing your party before approaching him?
Watch him walk off.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
sitting next to him. Only one person separated from the party. I look at him, I look at the kid, and I go, makes sense. And I am now
and
watching
signal.
cautiously.
You know. Whatchamacallit? And that was an assess the situation, and because I succeeded on it, I get an additional +1 ongoing to the situation because of punch where
Because
it
you
matters.
are acting where where you're at. Oh, go for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So on skills and training, which is normally focus, and it will stay focused because there's no reason why I'm not passionately walking towards this kid, even though Spanish guitar plays in the background. Ay, 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 ay.
Dun-dun-dun.
Oh, what?
Ooh.
What from? Oh, my focus is -1. That is funny.
So you start walking towards
I
him,
roll a 2.
relying on your skills and training, and then
2d6.
realize that you weren't trained to be a cop.
I was not trained to be stealthy.
All I knew how to do is
Um,
stab people.
And I
So
am
he
very
looks at
good
you, and he bolts. Like, he turns around and runs. Everybody who's on the ground floor, I'm going to say that you guys notice him running. Because none of you rolled really badly.
Is there any way I could very discreetly use my airbending to try and trip him?
I was going to say the same thing about my waterbending. Can I, like,
Or my earthbending.
create a sheet of ice?
Oh, no,
We
no.
all just
I
like
was-
avatar on him.
I
just
feel like a
"What's
sheet of
happening?"
Okay,
ice
no,
would
no,
be
no, no,
pretty
no, no.
conspicuous.
I'm
I
not
was gonna
letting any
put-
of you discuss this with each other. All three of you have said that you're using your
Fair.
bending to stop this kid. So, Harkin, please roll rely on skills and training.
You got it, bud.
This poor kid.
Jesus.
He's just going to die.
Actually, can I do something very specific? I have a very specific
Sure,
move
once
in
we
mind.
see if you actually, like, let's see how your roll goes, and we'll go from there. Actually, no, tell me the move, then we'll roll, then
It's an evade and observe mood called Slip Over Ice. Use ice and water to.
You don't know those
Oh no,
moves,
I'm sorry,
remember?
that's not the one. It's.
You remember you
Say
don't
ya?
know the special techniques.
Oh, you don't know these?
You know one of them.
Oh.
You choose one. You choose one.
Which one would you like?
Oh. Shit, that changes.
We discussed
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
I think, when he had stepped away.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna choose that one. The one that caught my eye the very first time was refresh. So refresh would have been the one that I have. So I will use. You said it's skills and
Yeah, rely on skills
training. Nice. Okay. Yo.
Oh, a full success. So
Yeah, buddy.
you said you wanted to do ice, so you make an ice puddle.
Yeah. So literally, it's just like enough water to be right underneath his feet as he's running, like not conspicuous at all. And the minute he slips, it comes into water. It turns into water
Cool.
again.
I mean, a full success. I'm going to allow that. Dion, what are you doing? You haven't noticed him trip yet.
Oh, no.
I was gonna create like a small little shelf, like the kid's foot, almost like if it was walking on a sidewalk. The sidewalk would have been a little bit higher than his little gate,
Okay.
so just trip,
All right.
not enough.
Go ahead and roll.
But yeah. So go back here.
It's not like the show where anytime anyone earth bends, the entire screen shakes.
Yes, that's
said
it.
rely on
You
skills
are
and
correct,
training?
madam.
All right.
Okay, cool. Mixed success. Tashi, you're up. What are you doing?
I was gonna try and shove his foot out from under him with, just a
Oh, you
A
still
little-
a
want
small
tiny
gusto in.
gust.
Like,
of
while I
wind.
break his neck, and we're gonna be back to square one.
It's not like I was gonna hit him with like a fucking air cannon blast, but
He's not gonna pickpocket if he's dead.
Well, to be fair,
So what
yeah,
he
I was
does,
gonna say,
he
if we
does
kill him,
the
there's no
ancient
pickpocket.
airbending technique where he takes all of the air out of the dude's
All right, so go
lungs.
ahead.
Jesus Christ.
Give me your rely on skills and training.
It's really hard to run when you have no air in your lungs.
He just creates an airball
All right.
around his head,
So,
sucking all the air out.
simultaneously, the guy has, like, he's on his left, like he's on his left foot is out. The air hits it and pushes it straight forward right before he gets to step down, and his right foot had just touched the ice pass, so he now gets pushed along this little patch of ice, hits a lip that was not previously there, and falls forward and thuds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
I just put my hands in my pocket and
I walk
I'm
over and
gonna
help pick it up.
pleasantly walk
any
over
one
to
of
his
these
fucking
skills would have been
fallen
sufficient
body
to trip him.
I'm just gonna squat in front of him and be
like,
like,
hey, buddy.
"Hey, buddy,
You might not want to. You might not want to.
I have some questions for you, and I would like to have them
So,
answered immediately."
Immediately.
Since neither the waterbender nor the airbender had any difficulties, the only one who gets noticed is the earthbender. But we're gonna go over to May and continue her her thing. May, would you like to rely on skills and trainings or push your luck as you continue into the second round?
Do I win anything from this? This is
You
very
definitely gonna win
exciting.
something.
You
The
limit
privilege
lifetime
of
supply
keeping
of pepper
to eat
flakes.
more pepper flakes.
Is it going to accomplish anything other than everyone's going to notice how amazing I am?
I mean, you're gonna have the little sharks later, but other than that,
So really,
it's
this
fine,
is
it's
actually
fine.
the coronation. If
You get to
win,
go,
you
you-
Fire Lord.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna have fiery
You are
sneezes. It's okay.
You're gonna get
because
to eat
you rolled
the
so
Fire
well on the
Lord.
last one. I'm actually going to give you a +2 to this roll. So roll again.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
you're gonna learn the fifth technique, stool bending.
I hope this doesn't suck. Hold on.
It's called Taco Bell bending. You get to bend your
Aw.
colon.
Ooh.
I get +2, you said?
Yep.
I get +2, you said?
Good luck.
Okay.
Good rock.
All right.
That was it. You're not going to get a plus. You're not going to get any more pluses because you're only at 11. Actually, I'll give you a +1 for next one because it wasn't a 12. But you're still like eating fire flakes in the distance as you're looking out over the crowd because you're still trying to find pickpockets. You see the hubbub and you see this kid fly through the air and fall and slide. What are you going to do as the crowd kind of reacts to this?
Reacts to me being amazing,
Some
or
of the crowd
reacts
near
to
the
them?
kid start to look at the kid. What are you gonna do?
I am going to, after I finish off my second helping of fire flakes, since I took that very cool firewall thing, I'm going to. Can I do it outside of combat and just
Oh, yeah,
lift
100%.
my head up and
Yeah.
spew fire into the air? I'm gonna do that.
Everybody who is about to look at your party, I'm just gonna rule of coolness. Everyone who's about to look at your party looks at you as you're like, yeah, fire.
Excellent. You're welcome.
All you hear bouncing off the walls.
So the kid looks at you, and he says,
I've also walked over because I'm
kid
also in
looks
a
at you
guard
both, he's
outfit.
like-
So
they dropped their wallet. The ground's uneven.
You were trying to
Apparently.
reverse pickpocket them. I see. An honorable act. I am here. What was the name of the gentleman? I don't remember.
Phelan.
But Jim
Phelan.
remembers. I'm here in regards to Fei Long's territorial dispute with your
Oh.
folk.
That's
to be honest, we
much-
don't like him either. You mind
that's
taking the
much
deck
less
off?
interesting than you being cops.
We are cops, just dirty cops. Wink.
Wink. He says wink.
I
He
just
doesn't
look at him
wink.
like,
He
if he
just
takes
says
pride
wink.
in this.
I'm still wearing the helmet, so I had to say wink, so he knows.
Just flips the eyes open. Him.
So what is it that? So he's like, all right, look, I'm not in charge of anything. Do you want me? I mean, I would rather not get arrested. I can take you to go talk to some people.
Yeah, that's something we gotta
All
do.
right. You guys wait here, and I'll make sure that it.
No. There's no. You guys wait here.
He
You
thinks it's
know,
clever.
we are. We see that you are shrewd and quick, like the donkey frog. But we're not gonna.
Now y'all taking my bit. That's
You're
fine.
mocking me, aren't you?
So let's be clear. The kid's about 12, and he genuinely thought that was gonna work.
But I am cunning and brutal, like Mork. But also brutal yet cunning.
Like
You
orc.
kids ain't gonna be
Like
laughing at us
orc.
like ain't it
So
tough.
so he's like, all right, fine. You guys can follow me. May, last round.
All right.
We signal to May from the stage that we're
Ready to go. Okay.
following the kid.
Would it be conspicuous if
Fire
I leave
Nation,
now?
if-
It would
Can
be
I-
absurdly conspicuous if you just tapped out. It's
All
just you
right.
and one. It's just you and
We
one
can,
other
we
guy
can wait.
who have made it to
Okay,
the third
well,
round.
My honor dictates that I
I mean,
must
Jan knows
meet
not to
him
split the
now.
party, right? So we can wait.
Hold on. You said I get a +1?
So just all you have to do is roll a 4.
Please roll a 4. All right.
Actually, I bet the kid a yuan that
He
that
takes
she
your bet.
wins.
So Megan, you do win, but go ahead and mark yourself a fatigue as you have just eaten a shit ton of fire flakes.
Okay. I guess I will be writing on the on the Puma goat
So they walk up to you.
after all my belly aching.
People are like, "Oh, what's your name, ma'am?" This and that. And like, they come up. They give you like a bowl, like it looks like a cereal bowl, but it's made out of gold.
It's obviously made for chili flakes.
It's made out of gold for eating
Yeah.
fire flakes.
It's gonna be
Good
great.
Lord.
It's a trophy.
How awesome!
Fire
And no
flakes
matter
is
what
serious
you
business,
guys
though.
try to trade, it will never be my golden Fire Flakes bowl.
It says Fireflake Champion.
Yes.
Ozai's
You say that now.
coronation, Fireflake Champion.
This is my prized possession.
Fuck that.
Um,
Fuck that guy.
and they, somebody's drawing a picture of you holding your plate.
And it doesn't look like a middle-aged
I'm-
man this time.
As I
around.
should be.
So they ask you what your name is.
Toph Beifong.
Wow.
I don't know. Hold on. I have to make something
No,
up.
no,
Lit
no,
you
Nate. No. That's what you said. If you fucking walk off.
I mean, what
Well,
the
there
fuck do they
goes-
know about the Earth
And
Nation?
it's like, what's your name?
There goes our chance
Lin-
to getting monetized.
Lin
May.
Manuel Miranda. I don't know.
Gian has his fucking jaw dropped. Like, did you just say Bay? Like the Bayfunk family is a famous Boston St. noble family, and I know this
Right.
from Boston St. So I'm like, what?
Side
the
note.
Oh, these
fuck?
idiots don't know that.
Side note.
Emotional damage.
Emotional, damn.
There you go.
Side note. Toph is already bored. So you're like, why would you choose the name of a 6-year-old?
It was the first name that came to
It literally
mind.
was.
Hold on. I got this real quick. Where is it? There's that.
What are you doing?
Emotional.
You dropped
He
your
He
Back
did, so you
down.
can see the shoe.
Yeah, I did. You have to see the slipper hole.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you guys, you get a pouch of some money,
Cool.
It's
and
just
you
Fireflies.
get
Yeah, it's just more
you
fire.
get a pouch of money. You get a pouch with some high-end Fireflakes, and you get your gold bowl, and a ride on the Puma goat. Fucking relax after that nonsense.
I look at her and I say, "You have the You have the stomach of an ox."
Thank you? Question mark.
So understand that the contest started with like 20 people. 2/3 of them are throwing up, and you're
Have
just
they
like,
tried being better?
and you're just like.
Yeah, they tried not sucking.
So as you guys walk through the city, the kid.
I am taking a stroll on the Puma goat, as is May, so that we can get rid of our fatigues.
Jin also still has 1 fatigue.
I'm
I'm fine letting them.
I can spend fatigue to get rid of fatigue. So
The kid tells you, "Hey, my name's Kyoan.
Alchemy.
Why are you working for that jackass Phelan?
We're not. We're not good.
No, don't share more than you need to. For money. What does any dirty cop do anything? Money.
He's like, I mean, we have money.
It's just like the look of like, kid, you guys are pickpockets. There's no way you can pay as much as Fei Long.
Gian, roll me a trick roll, please. Yep.
Me?
You're not actually trying to trick anybody. I just need you to roll something real quick. I need someone to roll, and I'm picking you.
Got it.
Okay. He looks
Nice.
at Dion, and he's like, she looks very familiar.
Who?
I'm still wearing the mask, by
Dion.
the way.
Oh, you're still wearing the mask?
Yeah.
All right, so he looks at Jin from the wink. He
He's wearing
winked.
his helmet. He said wink.
Yeah, I said wink.
He didn't actually wink.
Yeah, anyone who looked anything like their poster put on
Alright.
something to cover their face.
or took things off.
I'm also wearing
Alright,
a Fire
fine.
Nation helmet.
The most familiar person
I'm too old
would
to crouch
probably
in
be
front of
Harkin, but we know what beards do to people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. All right, fine. So he can't. I was gonna have him notice and be like, "Are you guys trying to?" What's up? But whatever, that's fine. All right, cool. So he takes you over, You guys go to like a fountain at the side of the park, and like there's this giant bush that's like taking up a huge area, and he looks around and then ducks into it. As he ducks into it, he says, "Leave the goat."
Okay.
He's gonna eat the bush. It's not gonna be a secret.
Come back, the hideout's gonna be exposed.
Last words of a kid. Just leave the goat.
Before we go in, I'm gonna take a look around and make sure nobody's watching us.
I mean, that's what he did too. But go ahead, give me an assess situation. And your question is anybody watching us?
Is anybody currently watching us? Assess the situation.
So you get one question. You don't see anybody watching you.
Okay. I'm gonna pull Gian in real close, like get face to face with him and be like, shh. And I'm going to grab his like abs and run my hand up the side of his body and heal a fatigue with my water.
For Jin?
Yeah.
Sexy, bro.
He didn't have to be that
Jin-
weird about it,
Jin-
but he
Jin-
did.
Yeah, it didn't have to be
I was
that way.
really like I
thought
got
you could
real
just
close
give me
there.
like a Gatorade or whatnot.
Well, so I mean, he's hiding the fact that he's a
Right, right,
waterbender.
right.
Makes
But
sense.
Jin is
real close. I'm like giving him a
He
hug,
was
and
like,
I'm,
I
rubbing
want
it-
this to be as gay as possible.
Yeah, exactly. It looks real weird, but the
Jin's
point
just
is
like-
that I was trying.
I lost fatigue, but now I'm afraid. All right,
Help.
so
Actually, let me see if I notice this is weird, or I'm like, oh no, yeah, this is like one of those like muscle massages from the
Yeah.
temple, like that.
Well, no, you specifically probably notice it's waterbending, but I just didn't want anyone around us who might.
that
be
is true.
looking
You
to
probably
notice.
noticed because you feel you feel moist.
Wet.
Hi-oh!
Yours in moistness.
I'm very moist
Damn,
all of a
girl.
sudden.
I feel better, but also worse.
Very damp inside this armor.
So she just wants to like get a room.
So you guys you guys walk into the bush area, and you see that there's like little like cardboard houses and like 10 kids living inside this bush.
So fuck.
All right,
You're on the
start eating the
inside?
bush.
Which by the way, to Jin is like, how the fuck is this the Imperial City? There's no security anywhere.
Go ahead. I am also appalled at the level of poverty that exists in the Imperial City. Like, I'm not from the Imperial City, and I'm like, this is fucking, like, the Bender supremacist shit. Like, you know, these kids, they should be allowed to learn and service the Fire Nation.
He's talking to mad shit. You see one of the kids just bends fire, and he's like, "Oh fuck."
Fuck you. Oh, fuck you, kid.
I do not think that any of the kids are benders, but I'm double checking. No, she's a judo master.
There you go.
How?
See,
Oh,
So,
Alright.
so you see a 15-year-old kid, girl, walks up, and she says, "Oh, what are the odds that 6 people in a puma goat
It's
would
the
walk
motherfucking
into
pony.
Firefinch territory, trying to perform a favor for a notorious smuggler on the day that 6 people, a puma goat, a fire sage, and a scroll disappeared?"
Never tell me the
I
odds.
just say, honestly, we're pretty 6 average-looking fellows, and puma goats are pretty average animals. It's probably like a 3 in 5 chance that you're gonna find 6 people who are trying to get you to work for
She's
this
like,
guy.
"You're from the Southern Water Tribe. You are not Fire Nation people." And she looks at Tasha and she goes, "And I've never seen anyone like you."
Well, gigs up, guys. Let's go back to prison.
I just keep staring through the eyes of my mask.
I pull my helmet off since there's no point, and I reach my hand over to shake this person's hand.
Wait, how did they tell that he's not Fire Nation wearing the full Fire
I
Nation
messed
attire?
up. She shouldn't have been able to tell Jian. So she just points at Dian.
Yeah, that's right.
I think the jig's up. There's no point. I reach
She
out and
says,
shake her hand.
I
Look, we need-
appreciate when boring adults treat me with respect. And she shakes your hand.
We need one of two things. Either if you folks can get us out of the city, we're golden. If not, we need you to take a day off. Fei Long asked us to tell you to cease your operations in an area, and we need to leave today. So candidly, what you do tomorrow, we don't care about.
She says,
How can we get
so
you to
two
take a
things.
day off?
I'm happy
Or
I'm happy to help get you out of the city. But my way out of the city puts you just deeper in Fire Nation lands. His way out of the city is going to get you out into the ocean. Arguably still not safe, but your choice.
So how do we know? And I'm gonna turn to Gian and be like, so how do we know that if we take this boat and they start operating tomorrow, he just doesn't send a messenger or a message bird to let the boat know to just turn around?
Okay,
she actually looks at you and says,
Or we-
I'd be much more worried that you'd find cops on the boat. He's always looking to curry favor with the police to make sure they don't search his shipments.
Of course
And she
it
says,
is.
but that's none of my business, right? You guys do your business however you want.
Where in Fire Nation territory would you send us?
So she says, I have tunnels that'll get you out of the city.
Secret tunnel.
Through the city.
I like this.
So I have tunnels that'll get you out of the city. And from what I understand, from what my little birds have told me, they're just looking for you guys to try and get you here. Thus far, nobody has said anything outside because no one wants to admit to Ozai on the day of his party that they had a giant security breach and that priceless Fire Nation artifacts were stolen and that a Fire Sage defected.
That sounds about right.
And
what do you want?
She says, in this country, what's real is substantially less important than what's believed.
Well, we've learned previously that no one does anything for free. So what do you want in return?
She looks at you and she says, I'm an orphan.
I don't know what your parents are.
We don't carry parents in our pockets.
My parents died. And she points at Dion and Gian, who I'm going to have to make you guys like secret siblings at some point in the future. She points at Gian.
I have a sister.
She points at Dion and Dion and she says, my parents died fighting you guys, this kingdom.
I reach into my pouch and pull out the half-burnt teddy bear, and I show it to her, and like, this was my daughter's.
This war isn't good for anybody. And enough people have died already.
And what we have will tell the truth about this.
That's all I need. You know. Also, you didn't kill Kiaran.
Sure, we
We just tricked him. It's fine. Don't worry about him.
So Dion's definitely gonna be looking around and saying all the squalor of however many kids that there are, and realizing that her people weren't without, sin. And is it okay if I take a
100%.
guilt? Sweet.
100%, because you are realizing now that while the Fire Nation is definitely the bad guys, this is the world of Avatar, and so imperialism, war, refugees are definitely something that's affecting everybody.
Man, we don't talk about it.
All right, so I kneel down on the floor, and I open my arms like I want a hug from the kid.
Don't
So
pee
the
on
kid-
them.
We only threaten to pee on adults.
No.
It's fine.
That's actually a larger charge than us stealing this scroll.
The kid looks at you, and she notices now your scars, and she hugs you and she says, "We've all been burnt."
Ooh, that was deep.
Jin takes a moment to consider whether that's a metaphor or just a fact.
Yes.
So she says,
I was cooking the other day, and it was just this traumatic experience. I ended up adding water to a grease. No.
so she,
Oh
she
my
looks
God.
at you. She says, "Give me about an hour and a half to get things ready for you guys to leave the tunnels. To keep the peace for right now, I'll
Alright.
definitely tell my kids to stop hitting anybody until you're out of the city.
Well, they just don't want you working that area right now. There's a huge festival all over the place. Feel free to broaden your horizons.
She says, that's not a bad idea.
So I'm gonna turn to
Right.
the others and be like, "So is this the option we're taking?"
It seems that way.
I feel way more comfortable
At this
right
point,
now than
I
I
for
did
the
in
first
boat.
time in a while,
Plus, I
Nuan
trust
looks at
her.
you guys. She says, I was really hoping to not be in Fire Nation anymore. Can we make it a future plan to not be?
I was gonna build a
Definitely.
house next to the city, but sure.
Yeah, let's just earthbend a
Wham!
house next to the city.
Why don't they just leave Fire Nation territory?
The Firefinches, which by the way is the name of their gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you guys come with
It's
us?
home.
I'm surprised. I'm sad they're not like the fire dragon finches. Like I don't know what this single animal thing is, but that's fine.
It's just weird.
I
Or was like the bear? They were just like, you mean like a duck bear?
Just a bear.
No, bear.
What?
this place is weird.
So,
I'm gonna look at the 12 kids and be like, "This is home. If I could go back, I would."
so you guys, you ask, well, why didn't you leave? And Harkin says that it's home, and the kids look at you and it says, it's much harder to pickpocket in smaller towns.
It's like Jin looks at them and is like, "Is that what you want to continue doing?"
Starting our own little rebellion in the Fire Nation.
He started his new spear school. Is what he's doing.
So
That was the
Tiny acts of
Rini,
rebellion.
Rini looks at you and she says, if we had a chance at a better life, we would take it.
I wanna write them a note and like do the school symbol and be like, "There's people in this town. If you show them this, they will take you in. Like, there's a remainder of the school. Like, not everyone died, but it's just like the headmaster
She says,
basically.
I think you've done us a service, and I think you've been very fair to us, and I appreciate it. So, where are you guys going to hang out for the next hour and a half? The Finches have told...
Right here.
In his bush,
What'd you
bro.
say?
I said in his bush, bro. I ain't leaving.
I will make sure that Abala is not eating the bush. I'll have her go eat a different bush.
Why should I walk around for an hour and a half?
I would talk with one of the other leaders there because I'm assuming the leader of the kid is probably gonna dip. I'd like to talk to the secondary leader and have like a one-on-one discussing like, hey, if your choice is to stay here, would you like me to make you a better house?
So, the kids are like, how could you make us a better house?
And she kind of like has a little grin. She pulls up her mask, has a little grin. She's like, I know some secrets.
They're like...
And she
Go
takes a little... Go ahead. I was gonna get like a little rock and like crush it, and then potentially have it like a little like figurine of some sorts.
And they're like, oh. So the kid that you guys tripped goes, I thought I saw earthbending. And he says, can you make us a base under this bush so that it's still the entrance, but people don't have a chance to see us just by walking through?
Only if you wish to stay here.
Shit, I want to stay here now.
Yeah, you're making them a secret underground bunker. Can we all stay here and just live here?
Right?
He says, give me a plead roll.
A plead? Oh, geez, that's... Ha! Alright, let's go. It's with Harmony. Oh, shit.
Should get a plus for your little rock demonstration.
Okay, so you roll, and you see that the kids, there's definitely some murmurs talking back and forth about what to do. And finally, Kianan, the guy that you guys tripped, looks at you and says, what are you guys planning on doing after this? Yes.
They ask us.
sharing the information that we have on this scroll with people that will benefit from it.
So you're not going to
Then
stop the Fire Nation?
no, that's
I mean,
That's part of
we
it.
can try, but
right.
that's not.
It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but
6 people versus an army. It could happen once we have enough voices and people behind us, but right now
John
it's
says, "I can take it by myself."
I can do it.
Whatchamacallit.
Oh, as I'm sure, when you pickpocket somebody, you don't just run up to the first person you see and steal their pouch. You look at them. You make sure they're not paying attention. You scan the environment. There's steps to everything. Taking down the Fire Nation is just like picking your mark. You can't just run right up to it and take it out.
But if you give us like 5 years, I think we got it under
Yeah,
control.
5 years.
Yeah, but I get closer to like 6.5. Like little under
Jin
6.
tells kids that after the scroll is secure and the rest of these people are out, he intends to do his utmost that Osai is known as the Fire Lord with the shortest reign in history.
Convenient, because it happens. So they say
Yeah.
at this point, between what Dion said and what Jin has said, they've all decided that they're going to go to the school so that they're ready for when you guys come back.
okay.
So at this point, John walks over to. Sorry, bro. What's your character's name?
Tashi.
I walk over to Tasha and I go, "Can I see this scroll? I want to know what I'm risking my life for."
It's just a bunch of pictures.
I get
It's just-
yeah,
It's just Fire Lord Osai's nudes.
pull it
It's
out
proof
and
that
it's
Fire
fine.
Lord
Oh,
Ozai has a hemipenis. It's the problem.
Jesus. I read through it. I do my best to memorize it. And I hand it
So
back.
the scroll is the history of how the Fire Nation attacked the Airbenders, and a little bit of history on the Airbenders and the fact that they were complete pacifists prior to the attack.
I actually showed it to the little kid too. I mean, I trust him.
So they start reading through it. I am now moving the time forward, as you guys have been hanging out in here for a little bit.
Cool.
I don't know if you guys have noticed that the background has been changing also.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed.
Nice.
Did we make them a little secret underground? Did we make them a
No,
little
because
secret
they've decided
underground
they are
base?
going to the school. So as the time moves forward, we are now in the third and essentially final phase. It's the change from afternoon to evening. The sense of delicious spices, warmed by fire, wafts through the streets, and the celebration goers head to their homes in the fading sunlight under the eyes of watchful guards, ready to fill their bellies with a delicious feast in honor of the Fire Lord. As the coronation celebration ends and the streets empty, it is easier than ever for you guys to get noticed. So you guys, it's now nighttime, the streets are empty. And people are...
We have earthbenders on us with
Yeah, I was
us,
gonna
right?
say, can't we just
Why don't we just go underground in the secret
Can't we make our
tunnel?
own tunnel?
To the secret tunnels.
She just seismic tumors, tremors still exist, y'all.
So essentially, the fire finches now take you to a tunnel, and you guys go through it. And as you guys reach the end of the tunnel, you see the beach on the outside of the walls of the Imperial City. And as you come out into the moonlight,
Okay.
you guys see a squad of firebenders, General Gong, and Fire Sage Bay himself, standing between you and freedom. And it's now time for the boss fight.
Were they prepared for us?
You don't know how they found you guys here.
Do they know that we are, or
Well-
that everyone's a bender?
They have...
Not everyone's a bender. You
Ah,
benders
it's fine.
supremacists
It's
fuck.
3 on 3.
I'm ignoring him.
I'm here.
I was gonna say to be fair, you don't. You guys
Yeah,
don't
are
even
they
know
aware
benders.
of whoever's a bender being a bender? Like
They're not. They don't have a ton of intelligence.
of intel? Okay,
Clearly,
cool.
So, guys,
smugglers
How
past
do you know
it.
we were going to be here? We didn't know we were going to be here up until hours ago, and we didn't leave the bush. That's so weird.
so for those of you who want to know the meta, when Phelan never heard back from you guys, Phelan assumed that you had betrayed them in favor of the Firefinches, and the smugglers are also aware of the tunnels that the Firefinches use, and so he turned you into Fire Sage Bay.
What's worse is that we paid the fucker. We have the Firefinches leaving, so we absolutely did not betray him.
You can take that up with him.
Yeah.
You can take that up
Scumbag's
with
gonna
him later.
scumbag.
One of the things on his one of the
Put
things
his
on
head
his
on a
character,
spike.
in addition to the fact that he has violent outbursts, is that he has no problem turning you guys in for any benefit to him. So that guy was generally shitty.
Fair. I'm glad I slapped his hand then.
All right, so it is now combat time. This is our second combat, and it is now our boss fight. You guys are dealing with two groups of NPCs, like of mooks. You guys are dealing with two groups of mooks and two semi-powerful NPCs.
All right.
Fair.
We're gonna go in order. In the stream chat, tell me what your dealy boop is gonna be. Your approach.
Dealy boop. Well,
Remember that your approaches are possibly defense and maneuver, attack and advance, or evade and observe. That's it. Advance and attack. Well, everyone's typing it in Roll20, even though I said in the stream chat, but that's fine.
Oh, in the stream chat. My bad.
I didn't
Defend
know.
and respond.
oh, I'm not in the stream, bro. Come on, man. I don't watch this.
Currently, I'm on a laptop, so it's really hard for me to do
That's
the
fine.
stream and
So
everything on.
so just do it in Roll20. That's fine.
Okay.
I would like to use my punch where it matters. When you assess the situation, I can always ask what is most vulnerable to me. And even on a miss, I get a +1 an ongoing to correct the answer. So can I use that to assess one of the people I'm fighting and get a
You can
+1?
do it as your first action in the exchange. Yeah, sure.
As opposed to
attacking, I'm going to call that.
So don't you get 2 attacks? If I do attack in advance, can I also do
You
this?
can pick 2 So right now you're choosing your stance, and it's either aggressive, defensive, or observational. All right, so
I'm aggressive. Fuck.
So pick advance and attack.
Okay.
I have a question. Are the universal techniques also we only got to pick one from any of the techniques we could
Yes,
have picked?
because there are things called basic techniques and then special techniques. So you guys have the universal techniques are still not basic techniques. They're just techniques that anybody can have.
And we get to use 2 techniques when we're attacking,
you
right?
roll, and if you roll high enough, you can use up to 2. So a 7 to 9, you can use 1 basic technique. A 10 plus, you can use either a special technique or 2 basic techniques.
Got it.
Okay, so I am missing Tommy. I'm missing you. Although you told me, but yeah.
But you said in the stream or in the Roll20?
All right, I
Because I
appreciate
put
it.
it in stream.
Advance and attack, advance and attack, advance and attack. All right. Not you.
Not me. I can't. I'm not allowed to. I literally have a thing that says I can't throw the first punch.
Didn't they hit your daughter first? Doesn't that allow you to attack?
You should. Right in the gut, bro. Right
So, Fire Sage Bai is going with advance and attack. General Gong is going with defend and respond. And both sets of mooks are going with advance and attack.
Yuan is
General Gong.
Yes, you know that General
I
Gong
know.
is a very moderate, reasonable person. So, all right. So who wants? So first is the defend and respond people. So, Maylin, please give me your defend and respond roll.
Okay. Oh wait, I have to pick one.
No, you have to roll, and then you see how many you can pick.
Okay. So I just rolled 2d10.
Your defendant thing is on focus.
Okay. Hold on, wait.
Yeah, defend the maneuver is on focus.
Okay. Sorry, this character sheet confuses me. Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna pick one technique, and it can only be a basic technique.
Lame. I'll do retaliate. Um, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Each time a foe inflicts a fatigue condition or shifts your balance, inflict one fatigue on that foe. Essentially, if they hit you, you hit back. Great. Good.
Kai. Because I can't do fiery breath unless I get a 10, right?
Right.
Okay.
So General Gong is going to ready so that she can inspire her troops. So her people are all inspired. And that's it for defend. Oh, and Niwan is also choosing defend the maneuver, and he dives behind a piece of driftwood for cover. All right, so next, yeah, that's
Is that
your
our fire, dude? Come on, bro. I'm not fucking man up.
So we've got 4 people who chose attack in advance. On you guys' side, who wants to go first?
I can potentially do something with the ground. That may give potential advantage for y'all.
Go ahead.
Go
Give me your
right
roll. Let's
ahead.
see what you got. What did you pick as your special technique, by the way?
I was gonna do. Oh jeez, I had it right here.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
Look, let's just be clear. I am happy that it's such an easy system because otherwise we would have had a disaster, especially with me functioning on a different rule set than what you guys have.
Earth sinking.
Yeah, that's fine.
If possible. But we're gonna
remember
see
that you need a 10
goes.
to get it. It is just 2.
It's just 2d6.
Well, no, it's focus. No, it's fucking A. I'm a
focus?
jackass. It's since you're advancing attack, it's passion.
Passion, which is still
Okay,
7.
so you're only gonna get one
good.
basic attack, one basic maneuver, either strike, pressure, or smash. So tell me how you're smashing.
I would like to basically implode the ground. Basically, how sand is like all airy. I would like to implode it with such force that it will knock everyone together.
So let's go ahead and give them a. So you're getting to assign a status to them. You're taking 1 fatigue.
I think so.
But you're giving them a negative status.
Yep.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to give them... We're going to give one NPC group stunned, so they will not be able to act this round. Does that sound good to you?
Perfect.
I will go next if nobody minds.
So there are 2... Actually, I'm going to write this down here for you guys. There are 2 NPC groups. One is currently stunned. Next time we do this, I will actually have, like, tokens and places where we can keep track of things so that you guys can see it also, instead of just my notes.
Cool. Does anyone mind if I go next?
Go for it.
All right.
I don't mind.
I'm going to focus on the other NPC group. And I'm going to be like, Abala, get him! And me and Abala are going to work together. I'm assuming I can flavor my attacks however I want, so I can be using waterbending to attack
100%.
them. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to just roll for regular strikes.
It's, but when Abala attacks, you get something else, right?
Yes, and I take an extra fatigue, and I get an extra technique that I can use.
Okay, so essentially you're going to get 2 techniques.
Yeah. Mark 1 fatigue to use an additional technique from your approach, even on a miss. Which, that would count if I was, like, evading... Oh, no, that's only... Oh, yeah. When I'm evading and observing, if I want to use a special technique, that counts towards that too, right?
No, so you still can't use a special technique unless you roll a 10.
Unless you roll 10.
But
Okay,
you'd be able to. So let's say you rolled a 10, you'd be able to use a special technique and a basic technique.
Okay. Or I could use, if I rolled a 10, I could use special technique and 2 basic techniques if a baller was attacking with me.
No, you'd be able to use 2 basic techniques. You'd be able to use 3 basic techniques. Essentially, a 10 either gives you 2 basics or 1 special. And then as you guys improve your techniques, essentially a 7 to 9 is 1 basic or mastered technique on a 7 to 9. On a 10 plus, it's mark 1 fatigue to learn use a learned technique, use 1 practice technique, or use 2 basic techniques or 2 mastered techniques.
Okay. I'm
on
going
a miss,
to go ahead.
I finally found out what happens on a miss. On a miss, you stumble, but you can shift your balance away from center to use 1 basic technique. So in the future, if you miss, you guys can do something.
Balance. Okay. I am going to inflict 2 conditions on that group of baddies over
Essentially,
there.
you're using strike.
Yes.
So
Twice.
you're mark a total of 3 fatigue.
No, 2 fatigue. I mark 1 for the attack that I'm making, and then 1 for using a bala in the fight. Oh, and then a 3rd one. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
But you're marking 3 conditions on them?
Yes.
All right. What are you giving them?
They're going to be afraid, foolish, and insecure.
Okay. Oh, that's it. That group is now out of commission. They run away.
Perfect.
Just ran away. Like, fuck that.
A bala charges them, and water starts fucking.
Well, they're on the
from
beach.
The ocean. They're like, "Fuck this."
They're on the beach. It's like when Zuko challenges Katara on an iceberg at night.
Under a full moon, yeah, exactly.
So, like, a bala, you're mounted on a bala. You charge off of her back. You leap off of her. Tentacles come out of the ocean, start slapping them around, and they're just like, no!
And nobody liked that. No.
And leave. Alright, so next up. Go for it.
I can go next.
So it's passion.
I'm going to roll to see. Yeah. I'm going to roll to see what I can do.
Oof. You can either do 2 basic techniques or 1 regular technique.
At which point was it that you could do a master
so first you
and
have
a
to have
basic?
master techniques, which you don't currently have.
We do because this is a one-shot, so we get 1 master technique. That was...
We're not treating it as a one-off because it's the quick start rules.
Okay, then we get a master technique and a learned technique.
For the quick start rules?
If it's a campaign, you get master and a learned, and if it's a one-shot, it's a master only.
Oh shit, you are not wrong. So you do have a mastered technique,
Nope.
yes. Whichever
Stars,
technique you guys chose is mastered.
So I will say I don't like the technique I chose, even though I want my character to fight with an Earth Gauntlet. The Earth Gauntlet technique is shit compared to other techniques. So I will, in the future, use Earth Armor, which I'm not using now because I chose Attack and Defend. And I'm going to go ahead and use Overwhelm and a Standard Strike.
Overwhelm is so fucking strong.
It is, and I'm going after fucking Jackass himself.
The mastered ones are the ones with the stars.
When you have a technique, there's 3 levels. Learned, it's still difficult and you're practicing it. Practiced, it's pretty easy for you, and then mastered, it's just as easy for you as a basic technique.
So on a 7 to 9, we can use our special technique.
So I totally could have fiery breath.
You could have, but I'm still learning.
Well, we're learning. You can't.
There's always next round.
All right.
Yeah.
So Overwhelm and Strike to
Okay.
buy. So with the Overwhelm, fuck. Find it again. I scrolled away from it, of course.
You can mark up to 3 conditions on 3 fatigue on yourself to give the same amount of conditions on the other person.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I will choose where the fuck are the conditions. Afraid, angry, and foolish. And I'm also going to punch them in the face.
Which is fair.
Excellent.
Strike, which means you're going to mark another fatigue to get another condition on him.
Yeah, I'll choose insecure because after I got my ass whooped like that, I feel insecure
that
too.
does mean that you're at 4 fatigue already.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm also whooping that ass,
yes,
so that's
It's
fine
fair.
with me. I am under the assumption that this person, fucking Bai, is a lot better of a person who has been a soldier for a little bit and then a spy for almost no time. So I'm going full fucking beans with the
Full
acceptance that this person can fuck all of us up. And if I go down, then that is, and then like if I take this person down with me, it's better than an even trade.
Okay, so oh, inspired lets them actually remove that stunned. So that's fine. Is there anybody else left to attack? Go.
Me. Alright, so passion. There we go. Did that include the it did not. It should be a 12 because this is my enemy. I get to shift my balance onto balance +1 and then I get to use that condition track. So it's a 12.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
So
Are you also going to overwhelm and strike?
I am going to overwhelm and pinpoint
Your
thrust,
special
which
technique.
is my
Okay.
master technique. So it's literally like one of those Demon Slayer moments. Like I just take the stance, you see me take a breath, and it's like Northern Lights, Tyrant Piercer. And I leap, and I just fucking stab Sage by.
Okay.
So that lets me mark 1 fatigue, and then I inflict immediately 2 fatigue onto him. And then I overwhelm to hit him for the last condition, which should, at this point, basically knock him out.
Which confuses everyone because it looks like 2 Fire Nation soldiers whooped they general ass. Like, damn, why I hit so hard for?
Joe, check your Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't have Facebook. Oh, yeah. So I don't have it open, but I can check it out.
So the Fire Nation soldiers are going to strike at Jin. Jin, go ahead and take angry and
Okay.
and insecure as they hit you twice. You're surrounded by 10 people. They're just hitting you.
I am surrounded by fear and dead men.
Alright, so then that's all my attackers. That's all my defenders. Alright, evade and observe. It's on you.
I can't really do 2 things at once.
Alright, take your time. Take your time.
You just texted me.
Am I gonna have to slap Tashi to get him into combat?
Yeah.
Maybe.
We're Joe and I are discussing the final scenes here, real quick. Okay, so I'm actually going to Joe. You're not going to roll anything. So as you guys turn, Bai has just died. Not died, but he's taken out of action by these 2 quick strikes. But down the beach, you see more Fire Nation soldiers coming, including the chameleon rhino, the iguana rhinos, And
Don't like that.
and when you guys
The
turn
Rough Ri-
around, you
the
see
Rough
Tashi
Rhino
has taken
Riders.
off his cloak, and beneath are the orange and red robes of the Airbender, and he's kicking up all the dust on the beach. All the sand on the beach is being kicked up all around you guys. And he looks at you all and he says, well, Joe, do you have any last words you want to go with this?
Oh, I ain't over the scroll and the teddy bear. No, make sure this good sword's got to go. No, I didn't.
So as you guys, Rini, the Firefinch leader, is pulling you guys away, and he's essentially bringing down all of the sand. He's creating a dust storm between you guys and the other, and as you guys run off the beach into the fields behind him, you see artillery begins to bombard the beach.
As I'm getting literally dragged away,
Yes,
because I'm in the angry condition, I point my spear at the general instead of the now dead
he's
fire
definitely
sage.
dead now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, remember this. Remember what they do to our men, how they sacrifice. How readily they were to assume the crown. 2 days before the bodies were even cold on the ground of Iroh's son. Know the conspiracy.
As you say that, you see that Gong is running, but the soldiers that were tangled up in the sand are getting hit by the self-same artillery. Like, Fire Nation soldiers are dying to Fire Nation artillery, but they're bombing it with everything they have to make sure that this airbender does not continue with his nonsense. And you guys escape into the fields, and you're now in the wilderness of the Fire Nation. And the 5 of you have survived. Niwan is with you. After 2 days of walking, he leaves as well. He's like, thank you so much for saving me. Thank you for helping me escape. I need to find a quiet place where they will never see me again.
Good call.
He's got to be wary of those monsters.
So now, the 5 of you have finished the first adventure in the Avatar Legends RPG. What do you guys think?
So before we end, what you recall, Tian, she sacrificed himself for the group. Assumedly he's dead, although who knows.
Just flew away.
Jian goes, he gave us the scroll and the teddy bear and said, make sure these go where they get to. Does anyone know who we're supposed to give the teddy bear?
Actually, Rini looks at you and she says, I think it's meant for me.
Oh. I hand it.
So
hand it
she,
over.
she,
She's a little bit selfish. We do Tachi longer than you.
she takes it.
and then Jian just plops into the sand and he's sad because
So Rini looks at it and she goes, I'm going to take this. I'm going to make sure that the people know. And I'm going to make sure that the rebellion continues. And after then she walks off also. I'm actually pretty happy with how that went.
I am too. I liked it.
We'll get if you guys want to do more, or if you guys, the viewers, would like to see more Avatar Legends, definitely let us know, because that's kind of how we determine what future shows are going to be. It might stake as a one-off thing. Definitely has to wait until I get the book to do the rest of it, because guys, I just don't have the spoons to keep writing. I'm already writing Unfortunate Sons and Land of Ice and Snow, because Unfortunate Sons definitely has to come back.
I feel you. I'm currently writing the campaign. It's not easy.
First time ever playing Power of the Apocalypse, or whatever it's called.
Powered by the Apocalypse.
Powered by the Apocalypse. I really like the rule set.
I did too. It's so freeform that it feels not freeform. I know that's weird, but it's freeform enough
It's
to where
relatively freeform.
Yeah, I really do like it because it makes it, you can do whatever, and it's based on rolling, and I mean, like D&D, you're attacking with a sword, you're attacking with a spell. No, you can do whatever you want. You just have to roll.
My favorite thing is that it's
like, just roll 2d6 and figure out if it happens.
Yeah.
It's not like, well, let me check if the spell book rules allow for the spell to even do that. It's like, no, just like, I want this to happen.
I like that it's consequence based. It's not like, you as the DM don't actively have to be like, I have to think like and be the bad guy. It's like, no, my characters are going to do something, and whatever they do is going to dictate what happens to them.
Yep, 100%. I found that very interesting. I found it interesting that I don't really roll.
Yeah.
You
No,
guys
you
roll
just-
everything, and that's pretty interesting. What did you guys think of Tashi's death?
Poor Tashi.
I mean,
Diana's inconsolable right now because
I
she
didn't
just
see a
lost
body,
another
it doesn't mean
person.
he's dead yet.
when Joe said he was going to be an airbender, I figured it was going to end badly, but I thought it was a nice, fitting ending. Very
Although
sad.
if we do end up continuing this, we now have the party glue that we need to stick together. You know, we were all in the cell, and one of these people died who was on this mission, and now we have like a reason to work together to try to
So what
avenge
you're saying
him.
is that
Yeah,
Tashi is Phil
definitely good
Coulson?
story glue. Yeah.
Yes.
I got some badass trading cards.
Joe, if we do come back to this, what do you think you want to play?
I don't know. I'll definitely play something though. I mean, I'm not gonna come back, or should I say, if you guys are gonna keep playing, I'm definitely not staying away. So
An airbender named Dash.
It's an airbender named Ishata.
I have a very fake beard. Obviously, it's like I'm not Tashi. What are you talking about?
It's,
By
it's
the way,
like
do you saw that
literally
teddy bear?
Archon's fake
Yeah.
beard. Like you
Yeah,
stole
yeah,
it, you
Tashi,
kept
but
it,
with
and
our
just like-
beard.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and, as always, say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night.
Night, Gracie.
That was-
I
Middle
would
of the
say,
afternoon.
guys, that was just about perfect.